Okay, folks. It's not the Wednesday morning tournament. Forget what you're looking at. This is the U.S. Team Trials Mixed Finals, and we're jumping right into the action. I'm Rob Barrington. I'm here with Micah Rimstead, the brother of the North player, and the brother of the player at the other table, and the brother-in-law of the player at the other table. So we have a family affair here,
Mhm.
and we are currently watching the first of the seventh segment, 7 of 8 segments. We have Rubenstein and Millens fighting it out, and the span is 32. It's interesting, Mika. Rubenstein has won almost every segment, but they've been very close, like 2 points. Most is 10 to either side, really. So it's been a really well played or very, very tight match, really. So,
It's been a nail biter every set so far.
and I think we're with all pros now from here on out, right? Joan Millens, the captain of Millens, played 3 segments yesterday and one today, I believe,
That's right.
which left this interesting partnership. Now we get to see part two of this, Micah, Shan and Sandra. Now we saw Shan and Joan yesterday. We mentioned that the play is a little different in those realms because Sandra's obviously a world champion player, so he'll behave a little differently. So,
Exactly.
well, story of two Shans here.
It's always a pleasure seeing Shan playing two different games with
Absolutely.
me.
Well, I mean, that it takes extraordinary talent to get to that level. And if you're in the chats, well, welcome, folks. I hope it doesn't say seniors. If it says seniors, it is not. It is the mixed championship. USA one is what we're looking at. But I have eyes on the other match right now. There are essentially 4 teams remaining. The 2 teams in this match, and the 2 teams playing in the finals of or excuse me, the semifinals of USA two. We get 2 teams for the Bermuda Bowl, not like Sweden, which only gets one, which contains Maka and his brother Ola. So good, strong contingent from Sweden. We get 2 teams. So team one is going to be decided right now with this match, and team two will be decided over the next 2 days when they play the USA two final, which will be also quite exciting. So Sandra Rimstead, Shan Huang at this table, north and south. Vince DeMay and Jenny Wolpert, west and east. Canadian and Swedish and American slash. I think Shan is from China originally. I'm not sure, but
Uh, I think he's probably has some Chinese roots. I'm not 100%, but it's funny playing in the American trials and there's actually not one single Native American here.
exactly,
Or
exactly. Because Vince on the Canadian side for sure, and at the other table we have Georgia Bada, Italian, Italian descent, with a true American John Kraniak, with Kevin Dwyer Rimstead and Cecilia Dwyer Rimstead, west and east. So lots of an international feel in the USBF, but interesting stuff happening. And I have eyes on both matches, so we'll report what's going on right now. At the other match for USA 2, Lewis has a healthy lead, 56 imps on Dinkin, but again, there's a lot of time left. We're segment 7 of 8 here, 3 of 4 in the other one. And it looks like they're playing a little 3 heart action here.
yeah, and as it looks like it's just loads of finesses. But Jenny gave them a trick here, I suppose, with the lead, but it shouldn't really matter for the contract. It was just an over trick now, I guess.
Well, I have news to report. At this table, we saw the auction went pass, a heart, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, and then there was some action here to 3 hearts. At the other table, um, excuse me, I'm looking at a different result. Sorry. I see in the other table they are playing 4 hearts doubled by the north south pair in the previous board. So,
Quite amazing how you declare 3 no, which was probably difficult to make from the beginning, and you think going to do 2 down is just another bad board. But then your team is coming there with 4 hearts double down 3, and you're winning 12 imps.
yeah, and that's
Well,
let me just flash it over there real quick. That's what's happening on this board here. You can see the action on board 34 at this table. 3 clubs by West, 3 hearts by North, pass, 4 hearts, pass. Thank you very much, Cecilia says as
well,
she.
slightly interesting what the crunch should do over the 3 heart overcall. What do you do? I think there's probably 3 options. It chose one of them, which was not successful. Could probably be 3 no or 3 spades.
And let me tell you what they did at the other table, actually, because that would be interesting how their auction went. And it ended up being two hearts by East. Jenny Wolpert opening two hearts with the East hand on this. And then it went past 2-0, past three diamonds, 3-0, essentially, with diamonds being spade invitational.
Yeah, so I guess you will get a lot of different answers if you're gonna ask what you would open on East hand.
Yeah, right, exactly. Interesting spot. You're not vulnerable, but you have four spades and six hearts, and your hearts are kind of,
Yeah, not that
ho
good.
hummy.
I like to think that if I'm gonna preempt and give up the space, I might as well just do it a bit higher.
Right, you bid three hearts instead of two.
Like first unfavorable, just stick your head in there.
All right. By the way, I'm taking notes for the American team, so I'm Mike, just taking.
Oh, I should. Okay, okay.
I'm just kidding. No, let it fly. Let all your strategy fly. It's amazing.
Exactly. That Michael Ramsey guy from Sweden, just penalty double him.
If he looks weird at that 3 level, just get on him. But
No
again,
more.
this could be disinformation. Also, I mean, you're a fine player and tactician already, so you know. All right,
So how is it going here? So he already lost two tricks. He's gonna lose another two spades and a club and probably a trump.
yeah.
Like down three to me, right?
Let's see if you're right. It looks like down 3 on normal play here.
Unless they cover with the king of
If he
spades,
covers with the king, now it's 4 off, and that is brutal to start.
yeah, that would promote the nine of hearts, which would be
Big for Millens, which they need. They're down 32, so this would be a nice hefty swing. Because as you see at the other table, north south just minus 200. Looks like it's at least 8, could be 11. It is 8 now apparently.
yeah. So that would be 12 imps to millions on this board.
Yep, and now we have ourselves a nice run in our matches here. We have a very tight finish if this keeps going this way, and we have lots of boards left. And this is for our USA 1 representative in the World Championships.
This is what we like. We like an exciting match.
We didn't get a lot of it in the Open Championships, so we need everything we can get here. This is the spot that we really want to see some good stuff, and there it is. Let's see the score change. 12 for Millens, now down to only 20. And we are exactly, at this table at least, we're 4 boards into the action.
So yeah, 3 hearts plus 1.
Yep,
Said, there's a lot of finesses going on this hand, and Jenny Ace of Diamonds, we gave up a trick.
This was the one we dipped into initially at the other table. We'll follow the table that's a little farther behind unless something super exciting is happening, which we'll catch at both tables anyway. Dinkin's still down 56 in the USA 2. Just an update from those tables. You have Joe Grew and Emma Kolesnik playing against the Carmichaels in one table.
Just one thing to point out, Rob.
Yeah, go please.
The title of the Twitch stream says 2024 Senior Championship Bridge.
Well, let's change that one. I thought they were saying it was the 2024 on the Love Bridge. Let's get this to mixed 2025. There we go. I have the technology, Mika. Thank you.
Great. Now we might get some more viewers coming.
And Bridge with Kai. Thanks for the earlier try to help us, but I misunderstood. So thanks, buddy.
Okay, this is quite exciting. What's going on here? So Kevin voluntarily bid 4 diamonds with 3 small diamonds, and
interesting.
Not really any good hand. Would not really be my first pick, but it might get him to bid 4 hearts. No, I guess not. So I guess we will have to declare 4 diamonds now. That might not be too bad actually, because all the finesses are just working beautiful. Except that North will be able to overruff at some point.
Okay, now we have the correct nomenclature for our broadcast here. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks again, Kai. Queen of Hearts lead against 4 diamonds here. So sorry, I was kind of busy there. I went a heart, The perfect, unusual 2-no bid. Three
Yeah.
hearts, four diamonds. Okay.
It's a brave bid bidding 4 diamonds with 3 small diamonds.
He trusts his partner in
Full
life and
trust.
at the table. But is that fair though in these spots? Not that he isn't being kind of aggressive here, but you expect partner to be real solid in this situation, red white in this spot, right? You
Yeah, really, really solid. But I still wouldn't really tempt me to be 3, 4 diamonds
right.
because
That's the big one.
yeah, I mean I do have trump support, but I have zero honors to my partner.
Yeah, and you have maybe the doubled in clubs a little sexy, but you might just not have any roughs at all, right? So,
Yes, exactly.
all right, don't forget to say hello, folks. We're watching the live action here right now in the tightest match, the finals of USA 1. So the winner here is on their way to Denmark. And the loser here gets to play 2 more days in the finals of USA 2. So it is. I was talking to Johnny Hurd last night, Mika, and he mentioned that they used to do it this way in the open trials as well. They used to do the
Okay.
4 sessions, 4 segments, and then 8 for the final. But in the open segment, they voted to just kind of have it all 2-day matches, no matter what. In the mix, they still do it this way, which is helpful for all the players. I don't think anybody wants to play more bridge at this point, but
Yeah. I mean, I have to give a hands up to all these people playing the open trials, the
the
probably some
mixed,
the
yeah,
mixed, and maybe the women, even the seniors that's coming.
exactly. There'll definitely be some people that did it all, right? That is Herculean.
It's just so much bridge. I mean, I don't get me wrong, I do play a lot of bridge myself, but
Yes, yeah,
these trials are such a marathons.
absolutely, and
Never end.
that's why the Kaplan team is so impressive to do it four-handed. And
Exactly.
they played the least amount of matches because they were USA 1, but still, holy cow, not a single.
It's,
But isn't Shan essentially that as well for the Millens team? They're five-handed. Shan is the marathon man here. He has not sat out once, right?
that's right. I guess it's safe for Cecilia and Kevin, right?
Yes, yeah, right. Because they haven't sat out at all. It's just Sandra and Joan that are kind of mixing in.
Yeah.
Nice.
So before the mix, I guess Sandra and Cecilia were playing the women trials and won that one. So they're
Yep.
qualified even though they don't make it in the mixed. But Kevin was also playing in the open trials.
Yep.
So he must have played a lot of bridge these past few weeks.
For sure. He got to skip the women's, but that was a couple of days in the mix
Yeah.
in the grand scheme of things.
So that was a bit of a pleasant surprise for Kevin whenever he tried to rough his club. Georgia had to over rough as high with the king of diamonds here.
Yep. The spots matter.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
It's very specific spots in this because even now, if he's roughing high and the cram tries to throw away his queen of clubs, he can just draw the trumps and the clubs are good. But it should be down one, and will gain 2 imps for this hefty 4 diamond bid.
Yeah. Yeah. They need. They don't necessarily need a ton of things at it, but everything going their way is a plus. And we could see, wouldn't be surprised if you see a match like this kind of tie up or get a little on the other side as we go back and forth here. Very good teams, very good players at both tables.
Yeah,
Denmark for you is kind of like a home game, right? It's
it feels
certainly,
very unusual.
yeah. You don't have
So
to change time zones.
it's exactly the same location where the European Championships was held.
Ah, so it's familiar as well. Yeah, nice.
I know every area and every corner. So and last year I was actually driving to Denmark, and it was like a 7 hour drive. But I'm probably gonna do the same for the Bermuda Bowl.
Nice. Nice. Good
It's
time of
so
year to
nice.
do it too, right?
I mean, for all the spies who's watching and also coming to Denmark, having a car there is not a disadvantage.
I understood. Okay. So if we need to make some sort of run somewhere, we can call on you.
Exactly. I mean, there is a walking distance to like grocery stores and restaurants, but
Sure.
if you want to do something else like paddle or pickleball, I don't know.
So we are looking at the finish of this one. It's going to go hopefully relatively quickly from here. He's just taking his time with this. The other
I get
table is just one board ahead, it looks like. In fact, Let's make sure. Let's get live there.
And maybe you should have a look at the other table.
Yeah, they're actually just in the middle of play. So I think we're probably better off sitting here.
Okay.
Or actually, I know what we can do. Well, shall we be Shan, Sandra, Jenny, or Vince? Which would you prefer? Who do you want to get in the mind of?
I want to see the crazy version of Vince DeMoy.
All right, let's go. So we're gonna jump over to the other table. We're gonna watch them finish up four hearts. It looks like Vince opened a club, went a diamond, double showing both majors. South raised, two hearts, three diamonds, double by Jenny, pass four hearts, and they're playing this right now. But after this, we'll sit in the chair of Vince, and we're just gonna watch his hand, and we're gonna see if we can figure out what's going on.
Exactly. Well, how is this guy thinking?
And there's the update in the score right there.
All right.
It
Oh,
was
wait.
one to the actually one to Rubenstein on that one.
Yeah, so I suppose they did not rough high in the
Yeah,
end.
he went down two on four diamonds, so that was what we thought was maybe one for Millens. It was one back to Rubenstein there. So
Mhm. This board looks quite interesting. I mean, four heart is a good contract, but since the hearts are splitting 4-1, you got some work to do.
yeah,
Don't really have your second suit established. You gotta rough some clubs or maybe do some cross roughing version. Not sure if that is enough tricks though. At some point, if you're trying to make a cross rough, South will eventually be able to over rough the clubs.
in fact, I'm just keeping an eye on the other table. They're bidding this hand right now, and
Now Vince totally lost control of this hand. Play the hearts to split
uh-oh.
3-2, I suppose.
And now it's disaster zone because North has spade tricks, South can draw trump, and
So now he's
that's it.
yeah, and sort of end playing Sandra to be able to score the 9 of hearts. But that will be 2 down and 200 for
Yep, there it is.
yeah.
All right, so let's be Vint. All right, they're going to deal us another hand, and we are just going to be in the mind of Vince, and we picked a good one here. Nice.
Good pick.
So here we're sitting west, folks. That's the only thing that's going to look weird. Apologies. Let me get this line out of the screen for you. Vince is sitting right here in the west chair. Sandra Rimstead opens a no trump, and that should be, you guess, like good 14 to 17, something like that for them.
I like that, yeah.
And we might get to see what a two suited agreement they have here. Okay, two clubs. She just probably doubles here. What do you think?
I would guess double, yeah.
Yeah. Just getting that lead direction, showing length and strength in the club suit. If you're watching out there and you're not familiar with it, make sure you have length and strength. Don't do it with a ace doubleton. So this is pretty common here. When you get a lead directing double to Stamen, pass is just understood to be, hey, I just don't have a club stopper. It doesn't confirm or deny anything. And in fact, if North had responded to diamonds, two hearts, or two spades, they would be showing what they're showing with a club stopper. Is that about right, Mika?
That sounds like a fair explanation, yeah.
And then if this bid was like two diamonds or two hearts, right, the transfer, the pass would deny a fit, right? So in that situation, when it's a transfer, it's more about fit. Here, it's just about club stoppers. So Sandra is announcing no club stopper. And a redouble here would just be, hey, partner, just tell me your answer.
Exactly. Please just answer my question.
Right. Stop with this delay tactic. That's really useful information because now if Shan doesn't have a club stopper, he knows that they can't park in no trump, right? So he's going to have a way more direction on this. And two hearts is something that they've noticed here. Both majors, non-forcing, unwilling to play two clubs redoubled. Okay. So apparently redouble would have been offer-ish or something. Maybe.
Yeah, no surprise there. Sandra corrected to two spades. But then I don't think Vince is totally finished on this hand,
Right.
right?
He's a really nice hand. They are white red as well. Notice.
So it's like an perfect hand for a
Yeah,
take a double, but it's always a little stressful having a void because you can never really
that's right.
play trumps yourself.
But two hearts was both majors too. So is he? I guess he just it would be diamonds club specific, right?
I guess so. I mean, at least there's some extra points.
Yeah.
I mean, he did double two clubs. If he didn't have clubs and just a lot of points, he would just pass and see what happens. So he sort of showed clubs already.
Yep. Yep.
It's kind of an awkward spot because it looks like on this bidding that partner has five spades. Could have four, but usually five.
Yeah.
And with five spades, she will be stuck in bidding most of the time. Let's say five low spades and a balanced hand. So I guess Vince is thinking if he really wants to put Jenny into this situation.
What you said is so important, right? Just to be thinking about partners' problems. Right?
Mm.
And that's what's taking this amount of time. Vince is saying, "Well, what's going on?" And saying, "What do I know?" And the reason we're thinking Jenny has five spades is East, or sorry, I keep saying East. The right hand opponent here bid Stamen, right? And then they showed both majors 4-4 as you're guessing, and North has four spades very likely. So Jenny's looking at a bunch.
Would you think pass is crazy here on Vince's hand?
No,
He might save you some troubles by just passing.
as you're
But you
right.
might
Like, what if partners something like
but you might also
five
give up.
three
Okay.
4? Well, that's not bad either.
Oh yeah, you might also give up getting a big number. Let's say you double and partner has a really nice spade suit. You might collect something like five or even 800.
Sure, sure. Oop, my share went off there. Give me a second, Micah. I'll be right back with you. There it is. Boom. Can you see it again?
I can see, yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you, sir. Sorry about that. What would you do? What would be your go-to spot if you're playing with Ola here?
I just love going for blood. I have to be
Got it.
honest.
So you would not be able to resist double here.
I clearly don't control it. I would just double and hopefully I would survive.
Right. Honestly, you don't hate any bid by partner.
Yeah.
Even past yeah, you're kind of not unhappy with.
I would guess I would hate a slow path from partner. Just so disappointing that the hearts are actually gone. Having king, queen, 10, fourth.
Right. So
What is this gonna do? It's
the other
interesting.
room is still on. Ooh, the other room played three diamonds doubled in the north on the hand that was four hearts west down too. So
Oh,
we're gonna see another difference in score in a moment, folks. The other matches in the mixed the USA 2 semifinal are 2 and 3 boards ahead of this match, playing at a crisp pace there. I see 8 pretty fast players, including Joe Grew, so that does not surprise me.
so I can actually see on the other screen that your screen must be stuck because they are playing two spades on this board.
I just saw that as well, and actually they finished it as well. So apologies for that, folks.
Thank you for the excitement.
Yeah, that is very odd. Sorry about that. I did not notice. In fact, on my other screen, it hadn't caught up yet either, so it just caught up. So that was two spades making, folks. Apologies. They let me just tell you what happened there. It went two hearts, past two spades, pass, 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 and they ended up shipping in plus 110 in the North player.
Doesn't feel like that was a good score having that hand. So Vince decided to pass on that hand.
Yep. Well, I think we're back to live. Let's stick with it. This is going to be some sort of forcing major suit raise, or now it's going to be three hearts, I suppose.
Three hearts or two no, depends how we play.
Yeah.
I think a common agreement here after opponents beat Michaels is playing some transfer responses.
Oh, interesting.
So if they have agreed on what to do over Michaels, maybe he will bid three hearts, confirming a good hand with spade support. myself do not play that agreement, but I know it's a very common agreement by, can I say, like standard experts.
We're going to find out right now. The reason with just kind of your normal agreements, we know that the bid of two spades here by Shan is 5 hearts and 5 of a minor. So, in just garden variety stuff with no normal agreement, that's the suit that the opponent has. So that would be our Q bid raise, that good 10 or more invitational hand with some spade support there. I'll make sure we don't get behind like that again.
Yeah.
The other table still on board 36 and in a what appears to be a doomed 3 diamonds doubled in the North players spots. So that's going to be a pickup for Millens once again, I believe. Oh, actually, it might. No, it will. It will definitely be a pickup for Millens.
So there we see. Vince decided to bid 2 no trump.
And there it is, 4 spades and goods. You would expect them to get their agreements right.
I hope so. That's even though I do cheer for Team Millens, it's more fun if it's going to be a match and not just a bunch of imps from disagreements.
Definitely agreed. You want to see everybody play well. I do, at least. I don't want to see anybody just kind of. I don't want to see myself playing. All right, there's 3 clubs minimum. Okay. So kind of their garden variety agreement as they would have if it went a spade pass, I would say. Like, this seems normal for that 2 no trump. 3 clubs is that minimum. He can ask if he wants here, probably. He might just bid 4 spades.
Might get excited if party shows something like a stiff club or something.
Sure, right? 3 diamonds will be that, though, here, right? He'll just be like, what your minimum, what does your hand look like? And then she can show some stuff. Oh, just 4 spades. Okay.
Can't blame him.
Also, not always the best to test your agreements at a stressful level. Although this doesn't seem like it would be too much of a test for either of the players. This isn't too obscure. All right. Shall we stay in these chairs or shall we get back to seeing everything? What do you think? Do you want to watch Jenny play 4 spades?
I'm happy to go back to seeing all the hands, I guess.
Yeah, me too. Let's end kibitzing and see everybody. Now it's going to look weird a little bit, folks. Just notice that we're back to the regular direction. So Shan, sitting in the south, led the 4 of hearts against 4 spades. Jenny's playing from the east hand here.
You see how the scores are tightening up now. They picked up 9 imps.
Exactly. That was that swing on the 3 diamonds and the 4 heart hand. So it's 12 now.
What an exciting evening we will have.
Somewhere Gavin is gnawing at his hands, and I know the Wolpert kids are watching a lot of Ugraphs, so let's.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Just try not to be too excited if Millens comes back and win, because you're devastating a bunch of children out there, and a grown man that likes to play hockey. So just understand.
Can't say I would have many Swedish supporters watching this because it's just too late for normal people.
Yeah, Barbie, how are you in the chat? The Jenny is playing on Team Rubenstein, which is Jenny Wolpert, Vince DeMay, Georgia Bada and John Kraniak, and Rubenstein and Anum Teba, I believe, is their entire team. And then we have Millens, which is Sandra Ibstead, Shan Huang. We have Joan Millens, and then the other Dwyer Rimstead, Cecilia and Kevin. Mika would play, but he is committed to the Swedish Federation, and he is playing in the World Championships against, not these teams, against the Open Championship teams. So, and exactly. Sneak preview. I don't want to give it to everybody, but I'm pretty sure that we'll have Adam Kaplan at some point. Anum said you butchered every name. Thank you, Anum. Wait, did I even butcher your name? Anum Teba. Isn't that right? I thought I got at least Anum right.
You said I'm butchering every name, or you?
No, I did. She said I
Oh,
butchered
okay.
every name. I
I
butchered
mean,
everyone.
I mean, I mean, I'm
Wait,
not. I'm
I'm
not
pretty
a
sure I got
native.
Jenny Wolpert right.
I'm not a native Swedish English speaker, so I think. I mean,
No, she's not talking to you. She's talking to me. I know I got Jenny right. Like that, I can't get that one wrong. I'm sorry. I disagree that if I got Jenny Wolpert right.
funny enough, you
Georgia
don't pronounce.
Bada, I did pretty good too. I thought.
I'm sure.
John Kraniak seems normal. Johnny Cran, is that one right?
It's funny because Jenny is,
Stuart Rubenstein.
she's Swedish, but if you don't pronounce her first name the way you do in America, so
So you would call her Yenny?
exactly. Oh, look at that. That was pretty
Nice.
good.
Take that on them. No, I'm just kidding. Best of luck to you. Sorry if I'm just messing the names up too bad.
So are we missing any action? Like, it's actually quite an interesting four spaces here.
Yeah,
On
and
the
we
table.
we have uh we have some other stuff going on at the other table too. So I'll keep you posted. Let's stick here for now. So spade two, spades two, no, three clubs, boom. What's up, people? Welcome in the chat. Say hi, ask questions. Unum going crazy in the text chain. If you want to join, I'll send you the link. I'll get you in. That would be fun.
So it looks like Jenny is actually playing pretty well here to give four space a good chance. Wonder if the best defense now is gonna be ace and a diamond. But then you mean at some points Shan is gonna get squeezed in hearts and clubs, and you can't really do anything about it. So if Jenny was instead playing a diamond to the king, Shan would be able to underlead the diamond for Sandra to play a club through the queen doubleton.
That would be impressive.
Jenny made a good play to lock Shan on this hand.
Shan taking his time here.
Yeah. I guess he's thinking of playing a heart here, but then he knows he's giving up a trick. And the diamond, he doesn't really know what's happening in that suit.
So the hand where Vince had that lead directing double of clubs and then just decided to pass two spades. At the other table, your brother-in-law, Kevin, just bid three clubs over two clubs. So it went a no trump past two clubs, and he just bid three clubs, and they played four clubs, and that's what they're doing right now at their table.
Okay.
Interesting. Oh, so three clubs on this auction for the question in the chat. That was simply a minimum, right? So two no trump was a spade race, and it looks like game forcing. I think he wasn't sure if it was game forcing, but definitely four plus spades. And so East said three clubs, but now says never mind. So and originally three clubs said it was a minimum, but now Jenny has amended her response to never mind. So I'm not sure what they meant there.
I played a lot of tournaments in the same team as Shan, and I tell you, he's gonna take his really good time.
Okay, so he's the deliberator.
I don't want to be the one saying it.
Well, it's funny. You don't really. This table's ahead actually. So the other table is Kraniak, Bada, and the Rimsteads. So Dwyer Rimstead, excuse me, the DRs.
And there, I don't really know if I can blame anyone.
I would like to, say some other names of the teammates, but I refuse to now. It's over. I've embarrassed myself enough. This is what we wanted, though. Make a close match. 12 imps at this point, and something happening on board 37, and certainly something interesting happening here as well.
It's what we like. Exciting match, exciting boards. That's why we're here.
Krish says that Kevin can be quite deliberate as well, so I understand that.
Also taking his sweet time.
When you play games with the family and Kevin's invited, is he the one taking most of the time? Like if you're playing, sequence or something like that, or?
I haven't played that many games with him, to be honest. But I just cannot recall him being, like slow in that same level as Shan, if you know what I mean.
Understood. So but as a little bit of a look-see in the other matches playing the same hands, USA 2, Joe Groove's table's on board 43, and the other table with the Romanians and Disa and Itabashi on board 40. So a clear faster. 2 boards ahead at the slowest rate at that match.
So how are the scores in that match?
It's distanced more now. Lewis is 154 to 98. Oh, I guess that's around the same as it was. It's 56 still. 56 the.
So not much has happened in the third set.
Yeah. It looks like they've been either even or very close to even. I mean, a lot has happened, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it. Like 29 and 28, essentially. So they're in a dead heat, but a lot of imps have been thrown around there.
And for people who doesn't know, the winner in that match is going to play the loser in the match we're watching right now.
Exactly. For the second team that goes to Denmark.
Yeah. And that is going to be a 2-day match.
It is.
Right?
It is. And we'll probably do a little update on day 1 for you, and then we'll do another live session for day 2, just like we're doing today. Trying to adjust my camera so it looks kind of weird when I have my glasses on. Are you self-conscious?
Sometimes.
Stop it. Stop
embarrassing me.
Look away, I'm hideous. We are rooting hard for both teams as professional announcers. I think one of us might have an allegiance somewhere else, and you might know it by the name, but both of these teams are exceptionally deserving. Anam might be the greatest player in the entire event. I don't know, but definitely arguable. I'm very happy to see that they are up 12 at this point. And so Shan eventually found a heart here, and now Sandra is taking a moment.
Yeah.
Just going to make sure all of our screens are refreshed. We're on the right spot here. We're good.
Okay, so Kevin misguessed in the end.
Yep, Jenny's going to make 4 spades. That is going to be a very good spot for Rubenstein here.
Yeah, it's going to be a good score.
In fact, what do you want to do? Do you want to stick here, or do you want to head over and watch board 38 again from the other table? What do you think? I'll give you the choice. I'll give you or Anam the choice. Which one of you wants to go first?
I prefer to stick.
Okay, good. We'll stay right here. I was kind of not fair because we're on a delay, so Anam didn't have the same amount of time to respond. Apologies. All right, once again, Rubenstein, Millens, 10 imps. Now 10 imps. There was a 2 imp swing to Millens, it looks like, on the previous board. So
have an exciting match.
Yeah, absolutely. And it has been so far mostly, if not all, Millens. 1 imp to to the home team here.
Yeah.
But still plenty of time left and an entire segment left after this, which we may be joined by USA One's captain, Adam Kaplan.
Exciting. Might get some input from the.
I just got a call from 3 sponsors just on that news right there. So, I mean, okay. So, again, this is opposite nothing. The other table is just playing the other one. They've arrived at 4 spades, and a heart was the opening lead against that.
Quite a different auction, but it probably should be sort of the same play. Is my guess.
It was weird. West doubled after heart opened by the South player.
So Jenny do have a lot of points, but where are the tricks? The tricks, fortunately, that's not coming clubs this time.
Queen 10 third on the bad side of that one.
Yeah, and on board 38, we can see that Cecilia were not opening with 11 balanced and the 5-core major, and here Vince decided to do the opposite. He did open with a 5-core major, although the suit was slightly better on this one than on 38. Quite a normal one heart opener, so I guess they are gonna get to game in the other room as well.
Yeah, right. When this hand opens, folks, that hand's bidding a game pretty much always and forever. So not surprised to see them there, but also not surprised to realize that this is doomed with the way the cards are.
Completely doomed. You get no tricks.
Spades get set up right now, and then the clubs just don't come home. So even if, honestly, even if clubs came home, you don't have 9, right? You have
exactly. You don't have any ace.
Losers everywhere, unfortunately. But how do you not open Vince's hand? I mean, I think in today's game, that's just 100%, right?
Yeah.
In fact, the good part about this, we can go back and sweat action from other board 39s. One pair is actually playing 3-0 right now. And then the others played, wow, they only played 3 clubs. Interesting.
On board 39?
Yes. It went a heart by West, a spade, 2 clubs, 2 spades, pass, 3 clubs, all past the Carmichaels. So they were quite good on that one for their side. Wow.
That was not optimistic, but yet very successful.
Right, exactly. Well, that can be a way to swing in a way, but they're the team that's up, right? So they're now up 60, right? So that's a good guess to go low on that one for sure. Wishing they went low here.
Let's see, on this one, Shan was a bit sneaky, ducking the heart. He sees that there's no rush.
Yeah, it's nice to have that holding there. That's why he knows he just has time, right? Those are the tricks. So it looks like in the chat, there's exactly the opposite read. Krish says that he would wager that Kevin is the slowest and will be the slowest table. So
They're right. Interesting.
So when Kevin and Shan play together, it's just on.
I was playing in the same team as them for a few
So
years.
you were waiting for comparisons for quite a while, right?
Yeah, that was normal.
So again, they chopped action on the previous board. So 4 spades made in the other room. Jenny and Cecilia both finding ways to make 4 spades there. So what could have been a good win for the home team, not a good win here, just a chop. That's so the trials.
It's all about cut down on the going down at least 2, probably 3. Maybe even 4 if they are trying a club finesse here.
Yeah, because they have no winners left. Can he get to his? No.
And Jenny doesn't really know what's going on in the suits. I mean, at this point, Shan could easily have ace of hearts and 2 diamond winners.
Yeah.
Okay. Did well to play a heart there in the end. So instead of down 4, it was only down 3.
And play for down 3. That's another good book name that somebody can come up with.
Okay, so actually on this board, Kevin decided to not open 1 heart, which could be a big success for the Millens team if they don't beat game.
Let's go take a look.
Yeah.
Here it is right there. Same hand. You just noticed that Kevin, the West player, chose the passive route, just passing originally. 1 spade by, passed 2 clubs by Cecilia, which was, no, Georgia did open a spade, excuse me. So pass a spade in 3rd seat, excuse me. 2 clubs, 2 spades, double by Kevin, and then pass 3 clubs. They might not play game.
I have to say I'm a bit surprised that Kevin did not open heart on this hand. But I mean, what am I to speak? It was a big success.
Yeah. It is surprising though. That's a primed out hand.
Kevin played so much precision with Shan. I bet he still play precision.
Wow. Whoa.
Hearts.
What happened there?
What? Whoa.
What did he mistake?
That came out of the blue.
Goes from good news to really bad news very quickly here.
I mean, Cecilia is just going to look at that and see what is going on.
Yeah, what wouldn't he open with and then take this action with? That's the really weird thing. What would he pass originally with and then double and bid 4 hearts with?
I mean, Kevin see that Cecilia is limited to a doubleton spade unless they are fooling around. So he's playing Cecilia to have like a 2-2, 3-6 something in an opening. So now I guess the only goal is to not get double in a contract.
Onum thinks Cran's gonna rip here.
Even though seeing his partner opening 3rd here. Oh, now it's gonna be easy for John.
Oh, hello, Marusha, as well. Welcome to the broadcast. 5 clubs makes some sense. Cran rips. This will be a nice pickup, we think.
Probably not as bad as it looks.
Because it's minus 300 at the other table, right? Is this going to be 500?
Looks like a 500. So, yeah, 500 is never a bad thing, but it's just going to be a 5
Exactly. Especially because this kind of breaks the streak of just imps to the Millens team, right? Gets the home team back on the board. And still, folks, lots of time left in this set, even, and then lots of time left in the match as well. You have 7 comparisons left for this segment, or excuse me, 6 comparisons left. Pardon me. No, 7. Sorry. And then we have 15 more boards to play. So tons of pressure. And I mean, as I keep saying, I feel like a broken record, Mika, but both these teams are amazing. And some of the teams that are still in the USA too are also amazing, right? So you have some of the better American players still here, and any team we're sending is going to be great. These 2 teams are really playing a great match, and we are excited to bring the rest of it to you.
Okie dokie. So what's going on in the other table now?
They're playing a 3-no trump contract right now. Let's take a look at it. Kind of a straightforward spot here. Vince opens 1 diamond, and North bids a no trump, and then South just hops to 3-0 with this nice 8 count and 6 diamonds.
Yeah, and
it's not gonna go. Well, I guess no. It's 5 losers if they get their spades on the table, but
exactly. So it's all about spades, and what Why would you attack spades and not the heart? I mean, so Vince is at some point gonna win the.
The king of diamonds.
Yeah.
And then which of these two
Maybe,
suits does he play? Especially because he's looking at the stiff 10 of hearts and dummy. Is his partner going to have a chance to give him a little signal? Can he duck a diamond to get it produce a little action for himself?
yeah, that's what I think is gonna happen. So Vince is probably gonna duck the diamond once and get a signal from Jenny, and Jenny, who has such a good spade suit, is probably gonna give like a discouraging heart. That's
Yeah.
first opportunity.
Let's see if we're right. So 15 for Rubenstein now. Or, yeah.
How much was it originally when this set started?
I can tell you. It was... Actually, I'm on the wrong screen here. So hang on a second. It was 30 something, right? There it is. Sorry about that. Yeah, so Millens has picked up 27 so far. So they're currently down 15. So it was like 42, I suppose. The live score is 33-6 in this segment at this point. All right. There it is. So she's going to just fire a diamond here right away. Get them on lead before they can figure anything out if possible.
Get over with it.
There's the duck. Now she has the unfortunate, I have to transport back.
But the thing is, Vince opened a diamond, so he, at this point,
oh, she knows. Yeah, sorry.
Go to full shape because Vince has 3 diamonds. That means he
didn't even remember that part of it, so she knows exactly. There it is. Yep. Take your diamond, or don't take it.
Time to make a discouraging heart, I guess.
Yeah. Which you guess is the 8 of hearts here? Or could you suit preference in clubs? No, sorry, you have a club trick. Excuse me. Forget what I'm saying there.
So Jenny also knows that if Vince...
There it is. Okay. She discouraged hearts. There comes a deuce of spades, and that's down 1, folks. Wow.
I was thinking if Vince had now instead ace king 9 4 for hearts, she'd let these contracts make, I guess. But this was just the easiest way to have a good partnership.
She's gonna play the queen here, right?
I guess so.
Yeah, it's kind of like a hopeful.
Is she gonna continue with the 10 of clubs?
I would guess no.
Looks a bit.
Notice that the deuce of spades from Vince here as well, for those of you watching out there, that's usually suggesting that they would like it returned, or they have something reasonable in this suit. So it should be a spade that we see there. USA 2, the span is 52 for Lewis. And remember, they only play 4 segments in USA 2 there. So the next segment is the last one.
Okay, Jenny did well.
Yep. And that is 3-0 Trump down 1. And the other room...
Georgia is making it quite easy because after the diamond finesse, she transported back with the club on her.
Yep. And now that just opened everything up.
Yeah. Now it should be easy for Cecilia to make a signal.
And let's play it again. Let's watch it again. Here it is.
Yeah, so synchronized, these two tables.
Yeah, synchronized on the slightly more deliberate side of things. Joe Guru done with the segment.
Of course.
45.
What's new?
Does he play golf quickly as well?
I mean, we like to describe his golf game as he's playing golf quicker than he plays bridge.
That's fast.
It is fast.
So USA 2 is 2 comparisons left. 52 is the span for Lewis there. And right now, Rubenstein up by 15. And as we discussed here, I can show you the previous tricks just to catch you up here. It was king of clubs, club to the king, diamond to the queen, and then she transported back with a club, and then a diamond. So it's 10 of clubs suit preference here for spades.
That is probably a good point, yeah. And as I pointed out also is that if you want to make it really clear that you want spades, you could throw a discouraging heart. But Cecilia also knows that if Kevin has ace, king, 9, 4 for hearts, she can't
She
really
doesn't necessarily want to discourage hearts.
Yeah.
So that's a nice.
But the 10 of clubs make it very easy, I think.
There it is.
There it is.
Once again. And you probably see Georgia play the queen just like Sandra there, because it's kind of like it's your only chance to win a freak trick. Or maybe she's trying to confuse her. I don't think it's going to work. Yeah.
Oh, Cecilia doesn't fall for that trap.
No. Insta. She's like, Kevin, you're the slow one. I gotta make up for your speed here. It's an easy overtake there. Also, it's
well done from both tables.
Yeah, definitely. That's how you play defense, and that is another very well played push at both tables. And why don't we stay right here? Let's be cranny.
Let's be cram.
Well, might as well sit in the south chair so it looks normal to everybody. Our name is John Kraniak. We are widely recognized as one of the better looking bridge players in the world of bridge. I mean, I've heard a lot of people say that.
That's why we take that position, right? Not because of his bridge game. Okay, so 1 diamond.
Okay, 1 heart on the left there.
My hand is getting worse and worse.
Exactly. And again, this partnership was put together after the partnership of Georgia and Zach got broken up because Zach Rosak won the USA 2 trials. So he'll be representing the U.S. in the Open Championship. And that's on Team Rosenthal. Interesting. 1 spade was like okay, there you go. Double without 4 spades. So kind of a negative double that doesn't have a spade suit. So some values. And we're going to see her hand right now because we get to play 1 no trump with Mr. Cran here.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can figure out what's going on. Kevin made a vulnerable overcall of 1 heart after 2 passes. And we get to see lead. 10 of spades. Okay. So partner has like a 10 count. We have 14. You would guess that Cecilia has a heart void and never said anything. Right, 5 hearts to our left right here.
So Cecilia has a heart void.
Right? Unless Kevin overcalled like some random king 10 fourth, right?
We've seen all these kind of random overcalls.
That's very true. All right, so king of spades in Cecilia's hand. So Kevin has no points in spades. 3 points in hearts. Maximum 3 points in diamonds. It sounds like he's got some clubs going on over there too. Ace of clubs probably on side here. Unless Kevin's just a wild man.
We don't really know the position of the spade suit yet because Kevin might just lead something that...
Just to get the heck out of his hand.
Exactly.
We're going to see what...
So we for sure have 2 spade tricks, 2 heart tricks, and 2 diamond tricks.
And a question of it seems like Kevin's odds on to have the ace of clubs, but maybe he just has some weird shape also. Could he have like a five heart, five club hand that he didn't want to make an unusual 2-no bid with? Some sort of garbage.
But if he has that hand, I guess he would have led a club and not a 10 of spades.
Yeah, good point. Thank you. That's why you make the big bucks.
Okay, so the first discard from Cecilia was a club, which looks slightly suspicious. So Cecilia probably has a lot of clubs on his hand.
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise, why wouldn't she keep as many clubs as there are in dummy?
There you go. Then no problem leaving left-hand opponent on lead here.
So I would guess Cecilia has 5, maybe even 6 clubs.
Yeah, so she's something like 4-0.
4 or 5, maybe.
Yeah.
And Kevin has led from a doubleton spade, which I guess is not that unreasonable because nobody
5, 3,
invested in
3.
spades.
2-5-3-3 could make some sense though, right? That would.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if we're just perfect here? Oh, queen of clubs. Interesting. So, king of hearts. There, yeah, ace of clubs is there. So we had ace, queen of clubs, king of hearts for 9, queen of diamonds for 11.
It's not that interesting anymore. You
Yeah.
might get a no trick somewhere, but
It's over.
you're gonna make your contracts.
All right, let's. I think we just started something at the next table. Just started playing 3-no trump. Diamond by Jenny, a heart by Vince, 3 clubs. Damn good hand over there. 3-no trump by Vince, playing in the west chair. And the first 2 tricks were went club lead to the queen king. Spade through, king wins, and then diamond towards the dummy right
Quite
now.
boring, right? Because the diamonds are just coming in easily.
Yep, he's gonna come back to his hand, take the diamond finesse, and then we're gonna see the next hand.
Yeah.
John, good question. This match is 60 boards total, so we have about 4 more boards left to see. This one and 3 others, and then we have 15 more boards, and we're going to figure out who USA 1 is for the Bermuda Bowl in the mixed variety. So about 3 more boards left in this segment. We're going to take about a 20-minute break. We're going to come back and see you again in the final segment, which will determine not only who plays for USA 1 in the World Championships, but also we'll know who will be playing in the finals of USA 2 starting tomorrow for 2 days.
Yep. And if I remember correct, we have more special guests coming into the stream for the next set.
I believe so. I mean, again, unofficial. He said he would try to join and may be able to. So
it's almost 1 a.m. in Sweden. I'll do my best.
I mean, no one puts forth more effort for this than you do, my friend. Except maybe except for me, but that's really appreciate you being here. And your sister has a monster here. If Shan doesn't preempt her out of it. Now, Shan would not bid 2 hearts here. But oh, he did. Forget what I said. Forget everything I said there.
Actually, that was a systemic opening bid.
Tell me why?
Because it shows... Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, you're right. 5 hearts, 4 plus minor, less than opening. That's their agreement. Amazing. 2-no trump is asking.
So I guess if they have some system, 3 diamonds, we will take a minimum and a diamond suit. While if you have a maximum, you do some kind of a pointer with 3 hearts showing maximum with clubs and 3 spades maximum with diamonds.
Makes a lot of sense.
It's quite an ugly hand. Bad distribution.
For sure. Flattish with 5-4. And
sure, you've got all your honors in your suit, but it's just no 10, no 9.
Yeah, the spots are gross. But, I mean, they're probably going to avoid a game here if that's what they need to do. Yes, you can guess spades, but that's a lot for not
Yeah.
much. For what though? For what contract?
Yeah.
Might Sander just pass whatever or just direct it to whatever minor? Less than opening. How much less than opening also? Do you play this?
I don't play this, but in unless it was favorable, it would surprise me if this is not, around 5, 6 to 10 or something.
Interesting.
Did Shan take a bid yet or no?
Not
No.
yet.
This is where it gets semi, you know, suspicious, because if you had like a 4 count, you would be a quick 3 diamonds. If you had a 10 count, you would be a quick 3 spades, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So like you made a very slow 3 diamond bid.
When you
With
play,
Barnett.
when you play in the World Championships, you're bidding on tablets, right?
Yep.
So when you do that, does in the World Championships, I believe I remember in Marrakesh, do they delay, put in a random like 3 or 4 seconds or 5 seconds on each tray pass, basically?
That's correct.
Okay.
But the difference is that you cannot hold the tray as you can do in the trials.
Yes, and you can't vary it in that way. Yes.
And also as you said, with the delay, you can adjust that yourself on your own screen. Because every player has sort of like a login, so you can change the language, you can change the delay function.
Yep. Got it.
The default is that when you press a bid, it takes 3 seconds to confirm it, or yeah.
Got it.
But myself has adjusted mine to 2 seconds because it's just endless waiting otherwise.
Right. Understood.
So comparing to the whole field, I'm saving 1 second for every bid.
And here's what we saw. We saw the North player ask. South player said I had diamonds and apparently a minimum. I would guess that's what he's showing there with what we're looking at. And that is all passed by the North hand. And for those of you that, a lot of advancing players and kind of intermediate players look at that hand and think they always have to bid more. But really, when you confirm partner has bad of the bad, you do not have to bid more. Right?
Yeah.
We'll see what auction happens at the other table.
And for people who was here, it took Shan, in my opinion, something like a minute to bid 3 diamonds. So if I was paying attention as a defender, I would know he has something like 6, 7, maybe 8.
Somewhere in the middle of that 5 to 10-ish spot that we're talking about.
It's awkward information as a partner. If you know that your partner is like taking bids on marginal hands, like taking a long time and then make an invite bid, you don't really know what that means.
I just don't like it.
Yeah, it's so awkward.
I
I hate.
I try my best to be as kind of ethically efficient on the timing side of things. Like I don't vary too much.
No, same here.
Honestly, to be fair, I don't have much going on upstairs usually, so there's not a lot to think about for me most of the time. So I think when I used to be able to play bridge every day, and I got to do it every day in New York for so long, I was a much better player. And now I'm pretty hopeless. I feel like compared to like the apex that I was at some point, just getting to sit there all day every day.
I learned early that the talent does never go away.
True.
One person's talent.
But it's interesting that talent is like, it's relative as well. Like
Yeah.
my talent, I feel is very low compared to all of the people that I call friends. But that's also a really good place to be, because I don't think I'll ever have a terrible overconfidence in this field. I'm at the right spot. I'm happy to play. So on this board at the other table, they just got to play one spade. It went a club by West with Kevin's hand on the West, Vince's hand here, and it went one spade by Georgia, all pass. And we are playing one spade in the North on this end. So we will get some sort of variance of result. And not surprising that this was a different auction because South had this kind of systemic opening bid that they could make showing specifically this sort of hand.
Yeah, and those bids could swing so easily. Oh, how many times I played Polish pairs and everyone in Poland plays that.
I
Yeah,
see. So you were the variance pair then, if you weren't playing
exactly.
that. Would you ever consider switching to something like that in situationally like that where you're just with the field now or no?
No, I would say I'm actually really flexible with my methods. I mean, as everyone else, I do have my preferences, but I'm very flexible playing something that my partner feels comfortable playing.
Gotcha. Good. But the event wouldn't you know the event wouldn't dictate like if 17 out of 20 pairs were playing the exact same treatment there, you wouldn't feel like you were maybe
Wouldn't really say so, no. We
okay. Good.
need some more action in the last two boards.
Yeah, well, we're trying to keep the conversation going, but the play has not been swift, as you can tell there, JGM. And we're waiting for essentially this and two more boards. We're gonna play up to 45, take a bit of a break, and then we'll play 46 to 60, and we'll see who's going to Denmark, and we'll see who gets to stay in Schaumburg for 2 more days and try to get to Denmark once again.
Yeah. And some of these players have been there for a very long time already because there's been two other trials completed.
USA 2 has finished. They have finished the entire segment, and the span there is now Lewis only 42 now. So Dinkin came back a little bit there and is now down 42 with one segment left. Not insurmountable, especially with the players those matches.
Mm.
This looks like it will be the more exciting match to watch. And we have 15 as the span here, and Sandra is not Sandra. Shan is deciding what to do. And I believe Krish might be proven incorrect. Krish said if you had to wager on someone being the slower table, it would be Kevin, and Kevin's catching up, Krish. Would you like to wager? Yeah, and that's the agreement that they had, Moose. That was essentially part of their system. 5 hearts, 4+ minor, less than opening. So it's actually it's something that they can do much more frequently because they know exactly what's going on here, right? So it wasn't as out of the box as I thought it originally was. Okay, every trick is a minute. So Dinkin won 16 in that. So honestly, the Lewis Dinkin match in USA 2, it's this one set. In the second segment, Lewis 83 to 28.
Yeah,
So
that's a match almost.
111 imps thrown around and 83 going to Lewis. That was just unfortunate for them. And it was Dinkin and Sobel with Debrescu and Nistor that match. So unfortunately, a little bit of a hole to dig out of, but on the way there, plenty of time.
Yeah, they're really taking their sweet time here. I
And
mean, they're
let's
two.
uh let's switch. We're at the next board now. They actually got past us here now. There's board 44, and you can see one club, two clubs, which I'm guessing is natural. 4 diamonds transfer to hearts. 5 clubs right in there by Johnny Cran. Vulnerable. Oh,
It's a brave bid,
yeah, it is.
and
Especially
it's
at these colors.
could be quite bad if Cecilia finds to Kevin finds to rip this.
Yep. Kevin has good defense here, except for the hard ace. He loved that before, probably, but he doesn't love it as much now with the 4 diamond bid. But the ace king of diamonds looks pretty darn good.
Yeah, Cecilia just knows to lead a red suit. I'm sure Kevin is thinking of doubling this.
And it could go diamond, 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 rough, heart.
Yes. And they don't even make 4 hearts, so There's a chance for Kevin and Cecilia to pick up a good board here.
Yep.
But looking at these two tables, they have two boards left and 2.5 boards left, and the clock is ticking.
Yep. 11 minutes. Getting up to. I don't think we had any score penalties in the match, but let me make sure of that.
Rob were mentioning that
No
we
corrections.
have a 20-minute break before the last set, but okay, that was
Yeah, maybe not. Oh, that is not the best action for them now. And North South escapes. And honestly, that's a super pressure bid by Cran as well. I mean, that's just the function of. And now he rips. So equally bad. So this was, again, I think that's the second time we've seen something like this. They kind of had a victory, but took one more bid, unfortunately. And it is much easier to look at the hands from up here than it is from right at that table there, for sure. But yeah, I think we get the feed at like 7:15, I believe. I think that's when the delay is done and it starts. So we are gonna probably start shortly after. Probably like 7:30 is when we'll be online. So we'll be a couple boards in, but we'll bring the rest of it to you folks.
When does it next at?
I think it starts at 7:15. So.
Okay.
All right.
So we know the bidding, and the results should not be that exciting. We know it's going to go 2 down for 300.
And they're still playing 3 diamonds at the other table. I tell you what, we'll switch over to that and take a look at the last one. I'll tell you on the final board of the segment, in the USA 2 match at least, there was a 10M swing. There was a game swing, so we might get to see something like that as well.
And if there would happen to be a time penalty, I do have to admit that Tim Millens has something to.
They have had the more deliberate thinkers, it appears, on this one.
Okay, so that was another 4 imps for Rubenstein because they went down in 3 diamonds.
Yep. So that is now 19.
It's 19. Number. It might be even more after this board.
Yep. And again, you had 2 ways to go here. If Kevin passes or doubles, they're doing quite well, you would guess.
Yeah.
And let's get to this now. Let's see it from the beginning. So same opening, 1 spade. Just remember, folks.
Not the same.
Oh, sorry. North bid just 2 clubs there. Here they opened a club at our table. It was 2+ clubs. So they did that with 5 spades too. That's interesting. Okay.
Don't think that's by the system, but Kevin just didn't fancy opening a spade with 5 little spades. Yeah.
So Jenny makes the double there with her 7 card heart suit. This was where Cecilia just jumped to 4 diamonds. That was a nice agreement to have. It's kind of, I guess that's preemptive Texas in this spot, essentially.
Yeah. I mean, it was a really pressuring bid, and John were calling that pressuring bid by bidding 5 clubs, and last draw came from Kevin, who made a fatal 5 heart bid.
That can also be part of the problem as well, though, right? The putting pressure on Cran also ends up, when Cran makes a bid, can focus partner in possibly the wrong direction sometimes, like it might have there. 2-0 is okay.
Oh, wow. Look at this bidding. Oh, my God. Is Vince going to find the defense on this board?
Yeah, heart lead would be epic.
Okay, so let's see what's happening here. So Vince...
I mean, they could lose the first 9 tricks.
Yeah.
But if they don't,
it's gonna find it.
Shan even, I don't think he cannot find it, right?
It probably has to, because he can see this.
It's the only way you're beating it, right? This is insane.
This is something else.
He does have 9 tricks if they don't get all their tricks now, because he can take a winning spade finesse. He has 6 clubs and 3 spades. There it
Okay.
is.
It means did not even hesitate before finding the heart
Game
switch.
over. Jenny's going to play the king. It'll go jack through to the ace and communicate back over to hearts. Maybe he cashes king of diamonds before he leads a heart. I don't know. He won't have to. He can just... You don't love when they think for... There it is. There's the king. Okay. But that's the thing you see over and over again in these events is sometimes when it's a very obvious play and it might look obvious, the players do frequently and correctly just take a moment and think about the hand.
And who knows what's happening in real life? Maybe they are adjusting their seat in the hotel room.
Maybe they drop the tablet for all we know. Yeah, that's
Anything.
There we go. Nice job by Vince and Jenny. This should be a significant pickup here, I think. Is it? West went plus 300. Yeah. Okay. North-South went plus 300, and they're going to go plus... What are they going to get this? They're going to take 9 tricks.
That's plus 500, right?
Yeah, that is an 800. That is a big win.
No way.
No!
Did this really happen?
It has to have happened, right?
Exactly. There's no misclicks.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Wow. That was
so confusing. Why didn't Jenny play back the jack?
The jack. That's what I thought as well. Like, why wouldn't that happen? I don't know.
And Vince probably played Shan to have something like Queen Jack 9.
That wasn't, by the way, that was not just 7 imps to millions. That was like 30. I mean, what was it going to be? What was 800? Is that 13?
13. So 20
so
imp
like
swing.
A 20 imp swing there for 7 there. Oh, wow. Amazing.
So I mean, sitting on Vince's share, if Shan had Queen Jack 9 4 of hearts, he would have 6 club tricks, 1 heart and 1 spade. So he did probably play Jenny to have the king of spades.
Got it.
And waiting with the king of diamonds.
Yep. Wow.
So I think Vince definitely had something to play for. It was quite quickly. Maybe he read the heart position to be something like this. But that came a bit unexpected. I just don't understand. Why didn't Jenny just play back the jack of hearts? Make it easy for your partner.
That's what I thought was coming back there. I think I mentioned that. So I'm surprised. Did she think she might block something there somehow, or
probably just make that Vince wouldn't get a problem on the board.
Got it. Vince had more an obvious play there, but
yeah.
All right, so 1 heart, 1 no, 3 hearts. The other room is currently playing 4 spades in the north-south chairs.
Oh, that's an interesting contract.
It is, in fact. At the other table, it went a heart double by south, 3 hearts, 3 spades by north, pass 4 spades.
Okay, so double here from Sandra shows 4 5 spades, which I think is quite a common agreement these days when partners show the no trump.
That's exactly what it is, 4 or 5 spades.
So that means now Shan is expected to bid 3 spades, which he promised exactly 3, which then leaves Sandra the room to bid whatever she's going to bid the next time. And is she going to bid 3? No, I'm not sure. I mean, sure, she has points, but...
Yeah, Mika does know all the system. He does not miss. It helps that he knows the player quite well. And so there it is. There's 3 spades, which should be exactly 3, like we talked about.
I promise I do not know all the system, but I have played all these methods myself, so
yeah,
I have a clue how it works.
Al Hollander is usually our system man. Knows every spot.
Brilliant guy.
You've played precision and standard, or not a lot of precision.
Very briefly.
But you play more like the transfer responses to one club, though.
I played 1 club KM2, but no transfer responses with Ola.
With Ola, okay. But Others
But the most
maybe.
common agreement would probably be to play transfers over that opening style.
We have 2 minutes left in this round, so
I'm sure it says
they
the
need to
same.
finish.
Shan doesn't love what he's seeing on this one. Ace double on hearts. Not great. And you said they play four spades in the other room?
Yeah, yeah. In fact, they're playing four spades right now, and it looks like they are down one, likely at this
You
point.
don't do it. Oh, actually down one, yeah. But how's that possible? They already lost. Okay. No, I
No, it
don't
looks like they just get to rough and then play a spade, and
Yep.
so this looks like
Looked like Rubenstein had a great opportunity to run away.
yeah, yeah. Really, with that second to last board there, it was from the penthouse to the outhouse essentially for east west and vice versa for north south. So
Oh wow, look at this
four
bidding.
Ds.
You-
Whoa.
They do
He
not
does
disappoint.
not like ace doubled in a hearts, right?
They don't disappoint their viewers.
I know. There they
Right.
are in 5Ds.
Mm. So
Spade, a club, and a diamond.
So let's see if Shan can impress us by solving the diamonds. But on the other hand, he has to rough a heart. So I think he's gonna be,
In trouble.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just looking at both hands, it looks like gonna go at least down to.
And the spade position is not friendly for them either. He's 10 fourth offside. So,
He's gonna leave them with a slow club loser eventually.
and this is the last board. And this is, I don't know if there will be any sort of time penalty here, but take a look. Do they have to finish it entirely by this time? Because the break has started for them at this point.
I have no
Interesting.
idea. I did
don't
not
know.
study the conditional contest.
I'm surprised that you came unprepared to this broadcast, sir. I know it's 2 a.m. in the morning over there, but please,
I take full
bring
responsibility.
brings. All right, so we can tell this one is definitely not destined to make. So why don't we give our commentators just a few moments to take a break? We will take let's take 20 minutes. Is that okay?
But that sounds good. So we'll be back in about 20 past.
Exactly. We'll see you back here very shortly, folks. And once we get back here, we will see the final segment of USA 1 Mixed. And we will be back to bring you that in 20 minutes, folks. We'll see you shortly. All right, we are back. We are live for the conclusion of the mixed USA 1 team trials. This is the first board we're looking at here. We're watching Five Diamonds doubled right off the bat. I'm back here with Mika Rimstead. We have a placeholder. You see that lovely face of the young Adam Grossack, team member of USA 1, future enemy of Mika Rimstead in the World Championships. But today we're all friends watching the mixed. And Adam will be back with us in a few minutes. So welcome back, everybody. And give me a little, say hello to everybody, Mika. Let me just get a little sound check from you over there.
Right.
Much
Hello,
better.
everybody.
Yeah, I think we'll have more volume from Mika this time too. I think I had you suppressed, I think, in the first segment here. So we're back at it. And interesting contract. Five Diamonds doubled by South. So pretty competitive auction with a spade being opened, a three spade raise, which is kind of the not invitational variety, it says. Takeout double by North, four spades by East, 4-0 by South, kind of pick where you're playing, double, pass, Five Diamonds, double.
Yeah, and they managed to get double in the other room also. But I think five clubs was probably you were able to make an overtrick if you didn't sneak in a diamond rough. So
The interesting 550 for a push here.
exactly.
Gesundheit.
So for everybody that's listening, it's getting quite late here in Scandinavia. It's 1:30 a.m. So excuse me if there's going to be some false analysis.
If you fall asleep at some point, I think it'll be the best broadcast ever because we'll try to talk to you and he doesn't want to say anything. But yeah, you stay for as long or as little as you like, and don't get sick again. But I'll always be there to take care of you.
Thank you. You're the man.
So look at Sandra's hand here. Spade by West. She has kind of a tweener. 11 count, two hearts. And Jenny just has super minors. Would you consider three hearts with the North hand, or would two hearts just be kind of...
Yeah, I mean, these colors are just wrong for three hearts.
Yeah, right. Maybe white red, you might pop it in once in a while.
I don't mind going two hearts. I've learned that if you have 6-4, you have to bid more aggressively. Sure,
yeah, 10 cards and two suits, good stuff.
I mean, that stiff king of diamonds is pretty ugly. But I mean,
yeah.
A good suit, have a 6-4 suit, have an opening hand. Just
Jenny chooses pass here. Probably see Shan raise.
Shan has such an ugly hand.
I know, four queens and a jack. And look, the only spot card is the 9 of spades. Lefty's spade opener.
Sandra should not have any issues of passing this.
Yeah, she's just not super happy. The other table is playing 1 no trump by the East. It went pass, a spade, pass, a no trump, all pass. And it was a low spade lead, actually, by Kraniak.
Yeah. And Cecilia tried a king.
Oh, and that is no bueno. Heart coming back. And it is going to be some club tricks for Cecilia, but that's all she's going to be able to work out, I think. So here it looks like we're about to play three hearts. Jenny, she thinking about making a takeout double here? Like, yeah. One more try. Let's get my minors out here.
Maybe a delayed 3-0. That would probably be showing the minors.
Interesting, right? She passed originally.
Yeah.
She has to hate just being silent this whole hand, but
exactly. I'm 6-5.
There it is. She bid 4 clubs.
4 clubs.
Yeah.
All right.
I think she maybe wasn't confident that double was going to be construed as and that's probably where they're going to play it, all right? So 1 no trump being played in the East chair in the other room. And 4 clubs looks like about to be played here undoubled. Again, deliberate match here. The other match going on right now, 2 boards in at one table already. And that is a 42-point imp difference right now, and that's Lewis over Dinkin. And maybe we'll have to watch a little bit of that match, which is right here on this table over here, because we have our friend Adam Grosek with us. His fiance, soon to be wife, is playing in that match
Yes,
with
exactly.
our good friend Joe Grew. So certainly can dip into that. But this is the close match, 15. And I think if I'm correct here, let me get to the running score. Last set was the first of the last four that Millens actually won, and it was the biggest win for any team in this match. They won by 27, so 40-13, and that's why it's a close match. Adam Grosek, welcome to the broadcast, and
Thank you.
a very now public congratulations to the Kaplan team. What a pleasure to watch you get through that event. And really, other than that first super close match, it was a quite dominant performance. So congratulations, four-handed,
Thank you.
amazing. And
Yeah, it was still pretty surreal. My team played amazingly. I mean, my partner was just unbelievably solid, and I had one bad day the first day against Nickel, but my team was very supportive and picked me up, and then we were good after that. So
that's amazing.
that was it.
And congratulations, man. You looked
Thank you.
happy. I hope you are happy. You're having a great
Yeah,
year already. So keep up the good
thank you.
work. And you're
Yeah,
Definitely. Nobody goes for full trials four-handed, and you
yeah. It
handle
was. I
it
mean, the
well.
last team that did it was Craniac and Kevin, the two Kevins,
and Gavin.
and
Yep.
Gavin, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
And this was, I think the average age of this was about the same actually, except that
And
they're
I can give you for this broadcast exclusive, okay? This has not been announced publicly anywhere, but I think I have the green light. But we are going to be adding Johnny Hurd and Kevin
so
Bathurst to our
glad you
team.
said that because I announced
Yeah.
it yesterday live on YouTube.
Oh my
I'm
God. How
so
did you
sorry.
know?
I didn't. I'm friends with both of those gentlemen, but I
Okay, okay.
honestly
Yeah, they were. It's actually not even 100% official yet, but
I said unofficial.
basically
I said
official.
unofficially that looks like the way it's going, but yeah, I didn't know it was like secretive. So I'm so glad you broke that here live. Thank you. And you couldn't have chosen a better pair, in my opinion.
Happy to hear that.
Well, there's a few people that no, I'm just kidding. No, we were thrilled, and part of it was like they're so happy to be chosen, and like they really wanted to do it, which I mean, we weren't 100% sure. So I know they're both really hungry for Bermuda Bowl, and there were a lot of good choices, but those guys are
Yeah.
just so solid, and we have so much respect for their games. So we're really excited to have them on our
Well,
team.
I'm excited to see what you guys do. So, I mean, and take a look at this hand, boys. Let's get into the action and let's see who's going with you.
Wow, eight
Yeah.
diamonds.
Yeah, after partner opens a no trump, which looks like
So
this
we
is like
can make
14 to
6D.
16.
It's on a spade finesse, right?
Yeah, but
Yep.
you also need
That's it.
two
We need
diamonds.
just two diamonds and a spade hook, but she's gonna think her diamonds are good. She's
Yeah,
gonna find out
definitely.
key card. She should transfer to diamonds and key card,
What an ugly one on Trump opener if that is something like 15,
but
17.
it should. I
There's a
mean, it should have
14 plus the 17.
it should
Yeah.
have the effect of working.
Yeah,
Yeah.
14 plus. I wonder where those pluses are coming from.
So, what would you do if you had Jenny's hand? Would you show hard shortness?
I don't
I guess
know.
that would be a good start, right? To see if Pawn has any wastage
And then
signal.
partner bids 3-0, and you now bid 4 club.
I think I have to, right? Because I mean, I'm not playing three now. I'm playing five diamonds or six diamonds.
Bid 3-0 be right. I
Right.
mean,
Sure, three no can be right,
you
but
know, if partner is missing ace king of spades and ace of hearts, then
yeah,
3-0 could be right.
I assume partner can still on four clouds be something like four no then, lacking all
You
the
think they
aces.
can give me a regressive 4-0 bid?
So the Carmichaels played 5 diamonds in the East West chairs in the other match, and that's the only pair that's played this
Okay,
board so far.
can you tell me if a Kolesnik or a Romanian maybe bid 6 diamonds?
They aren't close to the board yet. They are only through the
Okay.
first board, but we will.
Well,
I
let's
promise.
hope they
I have
remember
the match
their
right there.
Boston Chess Club rules that 6 diamonds always makes.
So there's the shortness, folks, and this is how it's done, right? When you transfer to a minor and you bid a new suit, right? This is just understood to be shortness. It can't ever be another suit because obviously we would have explored a major suit. And now, what does Jenny do?
Well, that's an interesting point that you brought up, Rob. But it's a lot of people play it as shortness, but I mean that's because they're going through Stamen and bidding 3 diamonds with the 4 major and 6 minor hands. So it's very common.
And there is.
But now Vinny's going to try to shut it down as best as he can. I don't know what their methods are, but 5 clubs, he thinks it's natural. He's like, I got some clout.
I mean, can Jenny really beat anything other than 5 diamonds here? Because if 5 clubs, I don't know.
So this is definitely some sort of miscommunication.
She's going to YOLO 6 diamonds. I think she YOLOs 6 diamonds here.
For those of you over the age of 40, that is you only live once. Right. There it is, 5 diamonds. And by the way, Adam, just as a fellow American, let's not try to reveal any of our strategy to the Swede in the broadcast. Okay, he's eventually going to be, the guy at the other side of the table. So
what, like 6 diamonds always makes?
Just nothing. I think we heard a little bit about his preempt style earlier that I'll send you guys later on the down low. But
yeah, he's taking notes here, Adam.
All right, Shan takes an aggressive spade lead here, and I don't think she's going to have.
So it will be quite undesirable a few imps for the Milos team because they play 3-0 in other room, which is a really ugly contract.
Yeah, and when a 2 clubs, which was diamonds.
Yeah.
2-0, game forcing less than 3 diamonds, 3-0 by Cecilia. So
I mean,
I guess 3-0 is okay.
Well, Cecilia took a very long time beating 3-0, so I mean, I'm just gonna guess that she wasn't sure about how the system continues from here because 3-0 natural with that hand looked pretty weird to me.
Yeah.
So they'll win. So they're playing 3-0, so they'll win a few imps probably, right?
Exactly, but undesirable, right?
Right. In an interesting way. Okay, the Romanians are playing this hand. Let's sweat. Let's see if anybody can get to slam. Here it is.
I like that Raluca has the 6 card suit hand.
Yes, she's a very aggressive.
Raluca doesn't, let's hope that she's
I've had some tremendous results with the East player, and I've played probably the most with these two than
Raluca had some. By the way, in the comeback that this team had yesterday against Jeff Hampson and co.
Yeah,
Raluca was
very
responsible for a lot of swings.
Good. That's great to hear.
She jumped a 3-0 in a hand where she had King Queen Jack 4 of spades and like a 3-card heart support. It's a winner. She made 3 spades in like the second to last board.
Yeah,
crazy.
Lots of respect for the East-West pair for sure. I've seen Radu play some amazing bridge as well.
Oh yeah, I mean everyone on the team is great. So let's see, normal 3 heart bid here. Raluca, she knows we need some imps. We need some imps, Raluca.
Adam willing his future bride's team into.
By the way, is there ever any world that 6 diamonds would go down?
It doesn't look like it. You can't really play it any other way than just 3-0 here.
She bid 3 now. Okay.
If you do get like club lead or something, you might
have a losing option, right?
Yeah, you have to guess.
You have a roughing club finesse.
That's all. They're going to stop right there. Let's get to the other action. And that is Sandra waking up with this nice diamond hand. Partner not really having much. Is this a set of misfits for some swing action or what?
Exactly.
And if you are on the Dinkin team, you want these sorts of boards. You want a lot of misfits, a lot of weird auctions, places to go. And I will tell you that Gru and Kolesnik are in a slam on board 50. And it
Really?
is
Is it a
not
making slam?
a making slam,
A making
unfortunately.
slam.
It is
Okay,
not.
that's good. I like those.
It is not a making slam.
It's
I'm sorry.
not a making slam?
It is not. No.
Could we finagle anything?
Um, no. I'm sorry. It took me a little bit longer than probably the average Joe. Uh, I'll
Yes.
keep you posted. There could be like finagling that I don't see, but diamond, a
Okay.
heart, two spades, pretty good suit there. Preemptive action, double by Sandra. Sandra wants to play 3-0 with this sort of hand, right? Sure, at least, if it's possible, that's where she wants to steer it to.
Yeah, so she wants to involve get the hearts suit before bidding the diamonds again.
Sure.
But Shan does not want to do anything on this board. He just
Yeah.
wants to slow down.
Yeah.
His hand is just getting worse and worse for every bid that's on the table.
Yeah, Jenny just has a really good hand, so second best hand at the table. Welcome back, folks. Don't forget to say hello, ask questions, comments.
By the way, they can beat
Congratulations.
three spades. Sorry, Rob.
No, if I step on you, it's my fault. You're
If she
good.
doubles again, they can beat three spades too. On the
Yeah.
ace, king, queen of diamonds, they can shake the heart losers.
Interesting, and then get the
And then they
ace of
can get
hearts
a heart rough
Yeah.
in addition to the natural spade.
That seems like it's a pretty standard opening as well, looking at these hands.
Right. But I mean, if she doubles again, which I think is a lot, does
Yeah.
Shan float it? I think he would probably float it. I mean, he's not going to be 3-0 with a diamond void.
I think she's gonna.
He
I think
loves
she's
those
had
no
enough.
trumpets. So.
She's had enough here. It's gonna go past.
You think so?
I think so.
I
would
mean,
think
by the way,
so.
what is the language of the second double, right? The language of the second double is sort of just like, can you bid 3-0?
I guess the double. I mean, I guess the standard agreement is you play support double up to 2 of a major, right?
Right. But like, for example, if she had the same hand with a seventh diamond, would she double and then double again?
Probably, right?
So just to update you, at this table, you see Sandra Rimstead, North, Shan Huang, South for the Millens team. And West is Vinny DeMay and Jenny Wolpert, West and East for Rubenstein. And then at the other
He's
table,
pitching the wrong suit.
you have Georgia Bada in the North chair with John Kraniak South. And then Kevin Dwyer, Rimstead, Cecilia Dwyer, Rimstead, West and East. This is the last segment to excel, and it's close. 13 for Rubenstein. And we're playing up to board 60. So about 11 more boards after this one. And we're here with Mika Rimstead and the USA 1 player, Adam Grossack, going to Denmark. And breaking news here, the pair that is filling in with that four-handed dynamo is Herd Bathurst.
Yeah, congratulations to them.
Absolutely, well-deserved. Gavin was mentioning it this morning also. He said it was very nice to see them get the deserved recognition.
Oh, wow.
Did this go club, by the way? It didn't go hard pitches?
No, he pitched the clubs. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was it's a rare misstep by Shan.
You see what's happening in the other table?
Well, I guess part of the issue is that on the Ace
Oh.
of Diamonds lead, Rob, he wasn't sure how many pitches he had.
Right, so he just take a look here,
So
though,
if he
guys.
knew he had 3, that's why people sometimes lead the queen from Ace King Queen.
Cran floated 2 spades doubled. So here we go.
Well,
This is a very dangerous board, and he's going to have to find a hard pitch.
Yep. Oh,
It was amazing that he didn't do that, but I guess he just wasn't. He's just hoping to clear misguesses hearts.
that's what's going to have to happen at both tables, right? North's going to have to underlead
This
hearts
is a
or just
very dangerous board for Bota and Kraniak.
Exactly, and Rubenstein as a
And
result.
I'm
Right?
sort of surprised that Cran did this. I mean, that's that's quite a position. I mean, I guess he
And
was
they're not.
worried that if he bid three clubs that she might interpret it as forward going. But I mean, still, you can kind of just bid 2-0 and
So I guess Bada is now just gonna play like Ace of Hearts because Cran made discouraging pitches.
yeah.
It's not like you were gonna underlead your heart playing
I
against
mean,
super.
and by the way, if she takes 4 years and plays a low hard,
Yeah, she had to have played a low heart like
I don't
now,
think Katie
right?
is getting that wrong. I
Exactly.
think he's making an over trick.
She would have to just have played a low
She
heart in
can't have any.
tempo.
She has to have more high cards. I mean,
Yeah, she opened
no
and
other high
doubled two
cards out.
spades, right?
This is going
So
to be minus 470
yeah, it's very unlikely he gets that wrong if that's
for
the play that's made.
Bota and Kraniak.
And the result isn't final at the other room, but as we saw, West was playing three spades there on similar starts, and it looked like they just got the heart right, or the ace of hearts was just played at some point.
Yeah, they scored 4 tricks already in that room.
Yep.
I guess we go 10 of diamonds at this point, Rob, and pitch another club. Is that, I mean, that was the other thing that he could have tried to do. He could have tried to pitch all the clubs. He could take 4 club discards, but I guess it just doesn't matter, does it? 10 of diamonds. And then they go spade, spade. I split.
But it's just not
Doesn't
enough.
help anything. I just needed to pitch the hearts.
All right.
Yeah.
Dinkin now just
It's
39 is the number, so it's getting
39 is the number.
39 is the
Okay, so
number.
we picked up 3.
Picked up 3 on the third board with
So
the
they
5
have
diamonds,
your
3 no trump swing, and
And what's happening on the slam hand?
they went down in that slam as it turned out. So
It was
they're not they're
They
2
have your
boards away
team
at the other
captain,
table.
Adam.
what?
Hi.
They have your team
Hi.
captain.
Oh, hello. Let me
I
get the
know,
heck
I
out of
know.
here, guys. Give me 1 second, and we'll get the other Adam, and not maybe Adam 1, Adam 2. Do we have we ranked the Adams yet as far as number?
I think we still have to fight over it.
All right, let me get the heck out of there, and you will now see Adam Kaplan in the picture. Welcome to the broadcast, and I have to say it again to you. Congratulations, congratulations. You guys played amazing. It was so fun to watch you, and just so great to see you guys just crush this tournament four-handed. So I know it wasn't crushed. You had a lot of challenges, but just so wonderfully played, and just brilliant to see you guys in there. So congratulations.
Thanks, Rob.
And
That's
congrats
nice.
for
Hey,
adding
Rob. Thank you.
a very great pair to your team to solidify an all-pro team. Herd Bathurst,
Yeah,
the third pair. So congrats, guys.
very exciting.
So yeah, which I mentioned yesterday is quite unusual for a USA team for Bermuda Bowl to have 3
Yeah.
pro.
Right. Last time was
Definitely quite rare.
it was the four-handed team that was one of the players here. 2 of the players here, Cran and KD, were on that team with Kevin and Gavin as well.
Yeah, exactly. So it's cool to be able to do that.
Did either of you think that you would be heading to a Bermuda Bowl at this point in your careers, bridge-wise? I mean, I guess there's a lot of confidence, but
Yeah, I mean, I guess for me it's interesting because I took off from playing for a few years as well.
Right.
So I didn't play for 4 or 5 years, and it's nice to sort of have this verification that I'm at least at or above where I was skill wise when I took off from playing.
nice.
So it's cool to see. And
I mean,
I admit I was a little surprised, but sort of playing solid and having good results, it's good things happen.
Yeah, definitely. Adam, you?
Finn Kolesnik is such a winning player. I mean, it's just crazy how he's like able to um, almost just like envision the win and just like we're gonna win this event. It doesn't even matter. We're just gonna win this event and just make the prophecy happen.
That's
So
putting it out there, right? That's
Yeah.
amazing.
No, there's some players. Do you find that there's some players that are just like really winning players and they just get the most out of their talent, and just, I don't know.
I think there's a lot to be
Right. I
said
mean,
for
there's
that
that,
in
and
every sport.
right, there's that, and getting the most out of their team and whatever else as well.
Yeah,
Goes a
that
long way.
too.
So, yeah, absolutely.
We got
It
an
looks like
intro.
we just missed a swing for Millens to make it a two.
Yeah, we were commentating on it. They had a chance to take another trick against two spades doubled, which would have been the setting trick, but both Souths just sort of insta pitched
Clubs.
clubs, which was fatal.
It's two completely different auctions on these two.
Yeah, 3 hearts, 4 spades, and this one at the other table, 3 hearts, double pass, 5 diamonds was the auction there. So interesting choices at both tables. This one seemed, I don't know, it's tough in both spots. So
Yeah, I mean, South should certainly move over 5 diamonds, I think, and even if they bid 5 spades, North will fall in love with their hand.
That is interesting. So
Georgia's
Shan did
gotta love her hand
lead
here.
over 5 diamonds.
What did Shan do over 5 diamonds?
Passed.
Pass.
He passed 5 diamonds?
He did.
Are they going to make it?
I think so. You don't have any entry to cash the King of Hearts.
Yeah, it feels like there's at least certainly double dummy, but perhaps even single dummy. There's really not much the defense can do.
I mean, Georgia's gonna
Because-
move here, right?
Georgia
I
should
think,
move.
yeah,
She's
I'm
got
looking
a
at
monster.
Market Ibashi in the same position, is now in the deep tank. It went 3 hearts, 4 spades, past 5 hearts, passed to him.
He bid 6
And he's in the
spades.
deep tank.
He bid 6 spades, Adam.
He did?
Yes, they're playing it
That's
now.
good for me, right?
Yeah, that is.
I
Well,
guess.
6 spades is
six-
touch and go. I mean, declare with Trump's 2-2, declare is like
Ooh,
even though
we
the
did
heart
not make a
lead
good
will.
lead against this contract, did we?
I think you have to lead a heart to beat 6 spades, right? Because otherwise you would have enough. No, maybe it's not enough entries anyway.
Well, they let a queen of
Queen
diamonds.
diamonds. It's gonna be good
Yeah,
for them.
then it's over.
Easy.
But
Ay, ay, ay.
But I mean, I think on a heart lead, it's interesting because declarer has to. They have to win the ace of hearts, and they can't play ace of a diamond early because then East can actually rough their partner's winner
Ay,
to
ay,
cash the
ay.
king of hearts. So they declarer has to play 2 rounds of trumps, and they've already lost the heart entry to dummy.
But
So
can
now
I,
they
two
don't
rounds
have
after
enough
2 rounds of trumps,
transportation.
can I duck the 9 of diamonds? Oh, but then you just overtake and rough one and play.
Right, then
Spades
that's
is
just one of your losers.
definitely
Ay,
gonna
ay,
make-
ay. It's just cold, isn't it?
Yeah, on a diamond lead, it's cold.
Diamond lead. Here,
On a
here
heart, on a heart lead,
we're gonna see
I
right
think,
now what's
I think
happening.
it's down.
Wow. So who would have thought that Team Millers was actually probably going to be ahead after
I
this
know
board?
they're only down 2 now. I mean, and again, super close match. I don't know if you guys have been following the scores at all, but
KD led a heart.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's good for them, right? They're
Yeah,
gonna get
Right,
their
right. I mean,
check.
because Declarer it's a series of forced plays, right? Declarer has to win ace, and to be honest with you, I think if I was playing this, I would be tempted to lead a diamond to the 9 at trick 2.
I think that's what you
Because-
have to do, right?
Yeah, like I mean, I think you can't survive when this is the layout.
Yeah.
So because even if you play a diamond to the ace, and draw 2 rounds of trumps ending in wherever, you play a diamond, but you're 1 entry short.
Yeah,
to
unless I'm
get
going to play
everything
East
done.
to be 7-4
Well, East
with
can't
with
be
a
7-4
with a
because
singleton trump.
they can't be 7-4 because we already see that their partner led a heart. So we know that
Excuse me,
they have
6-5, whatever.
Right, they're right. They could be 6-5, but I mean, I just it feels natural to me to win the ace of hearts and play a diamond to the 9.
Yeah, totally. Then you would normally claim this contract if the diamonds are just 3-2 and the spades are not 4-0.
Exactly. And even still, if the hand with 4 spades has honor third and diamonds, you might,
So again, in the other room, they played 5 diamonds on this board. As you can see, the result came in north-south plus 600.
What an unusual result of that board, and it's just a massive result.
Yeah.
Except if you're leading king of diamonds against 6 spades.
Yeah.
And that, I got to tell you, it was a massive slam swing. I'm sorry, Adam, but
Yeah,
it
I
went
saw.
17 to
I
Lewis
saw.
there.
We got more work cut out for us.
54 is the number we need in that match for Dinkin to catch up. And
We were on the wrong side of a slam swing.
yep, that is brutal in these formats.
It's been the story of the day a bit.
But we still have time, and this is a barn burner. This is what we came to the bridge calling for. And Mick is at 4:00 in the morning over there, I think. I don't know what's happening.
Something like that.
Dedication.
It feels like 4 a.m.
There it is. There's the diamond to the 9, gents.
Yeah.
Yeah, Diamond Rough coming.
A diamond rough king of hearts. And that'll
Yeah,
be 2 down
down 2.
for 13 imps for Millens.
And that
I
is
guess the only-
huge for Millens.
Yeah. Who could have thought after like 110 boards, the difference is single digits?
No kidding, right? And let me just give you a little running score. The biggest set was the last set, and it was a 27 imp swing for Millens. But before that, it was 14 to start. But then it was 10, 10, 2, 9. So relatively close all throughout. And now 26 to nothing for Millens in the
But it is
first
worth
5
noting
boards.
that despite the overall score being close, there has been now over 500 imps exchanged in this match.
Yes.
Which is pretty steep pace.
Mucho.
Definitely. Does any one of you know if they are doing something with the card dealing machine for the trials?
I'm pretty certain that they're not, or that there's nothing particularly out of the ordinary. But certainly these have been some action-packed sets. So.
I just feel like I've replayed the boards for previous trials so many times, and it's just so rare. You see like 1 no 3 no or 1 heart 2 hearts. You just don't see that very often. It feels like
Yeah, I mean, it's possible, but I would be shocked. Right?
Especially because this
think...
format hasn't been around for too long either. So when you're playing those view graph sets, it's probably the old view graph from the BBO trials and things like that. Both tables playing the same 1 no trump here.
It's the same contract, same lead. We need more of those for Team Milan.
Yeah.
So
Now
I'm a little biased.
Millen's on the other side of it now. They were. I mean, before the last set, Ruben C was up 42. So, but honestly, the way this match is going, anything could happen. Anybody could get.
Defense has to be a little bit careful here to not set up declare spades. Cecilia's gonna have to shift to a club at some point if it goes queen, king, duck. They can cash their diamonds and then shift to a club, I guess.
Right. They have to get to 4 diamonds.
I guess declare has to make 2 discards and diamonds anyway. It's going to be awkward.
Yeah.
And same choice.
Declare really only has 6 tricks. Declare has to give up a club trick anyway. Right? They only have 3 spades, 2 hearts.
Maybe Cran is considering ducking this spade. It would be a pretty good play. Ducks in both hand and leaves Kevin on lead. And now if he continues the spade, I think he's in trouble.
But
no, he only has 9. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I said that would still leave him a trick short, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess so. Jack club.
Except now he's
now not so much, but it might be easier for the defense to work this out.
Yeah. So I suppose Cran is going back to spades, and now after they cash all the diamonds,
maybe he'll play a diamond.
It's a good play from Cran so far. We'll see if the defense can get this right. So now Kevin has to cash the diamond, and Cecilia has to play a club through.
It shouldn't be too hard.
Well, I mean, I think here at this point, are they standard at trick 1? I don't remember.
Yeah.
I think so. I guess the only question is maybe Kevin plays the king of diamonds and then a low diamond to Cecilia to really,
Punch home the
ideally
club
try to force
necessary.
her
Yeah.
into. Yeah,
You might be worried about Jack 8 Doubleton or 9-8
possible.
Doubleton of diamonds.
Yeah.
And there was a question earlier, who's the person that's more responsible for the slow play? Would it be Shan or Kevin? Gentlemen, would you like
Gotta
to?
be Shan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shan insta.
Shan. Full
Okay.
stop.
Full stop. All right.
Yes.
So, Krish, you in the chat from YouTube, there you have it. from gentlemen that know. Oh, there's the spade, guys.
So it seems like maybe Kevin didn't fully believe that Gran was going after spades and thought that maybe he was just trying to exit passively. I think Kevin could have afforded to cash the king of diamonds. That really only burns it when partner has Jack 8 Doubleton.
Yeah.
And perhaps they would have carded a little.
Well, Joe Bruce
that.
said the best part of Cran's game is his declare play. That's what he said.
Yeah, I mean, he's a very strong declarer.
I just think he's also just a creative player as well. On top
For
of
sure.
that, so it's a hard player to play against. And he's not very talkative, so he's very silent and reserved.
Yes, and I'm a ballerina. How are you?
At the start of the stream, you said that he was known for being one of the good-looking guys.
I did say that. I said it was more tongue in cheek, but yeah, it was one of the fine-looking gentlemen. Honestly, I've been shopping your brother's picture. Well, your brother was the Bridge Bulletin guy, right, Mika? Or was it you?
Probably.
He was on the cover of the Bridge Bulletin at some point. So
Yeah, exactly.
I've been showing that to my niece and her friend. Like, hey, guys, you looking for a single? I don't know if he's single anymore, but yeah, my niece is like 25. All right. They are about the.
It seems like Kevin really doesn't believe Cecilia's 8 of diamonds. Like he's got to be worried that this 8 was either 8 and 1 or so something else here, because otherwise I think we would.
I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point, right?
Yeah, it's at this point it's pretty.
Doesn't really matter what he plays.
Yeah.
Yep. There's the result in the other room posting 1 note down 1.
So I guess we could probably move over to the other room.
Thorium's going to the Rubinstein.
Yes.
Is that the correct pronunciation? Okay, well that's 2 hours of work down the drain then. Rubinstein.
New team heard from. Is also not correct, but
Wait, what
is
it?
It's Grossack, not Grosick. But I've said Grosick for.
Rubinstein. It's Rubinstein, not Rubenstein.
Okay.
Someone at the beginning of the stream were making fun of me and Rob, especially Rob, for the wrong pronunciation of their names.
Of every name, yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
Onum just did not like the way I was doing things, which it's fair. It's fair. See the modern method here, folks, if you're looking at this online. A club, a diamond, a no trump with the north hand, right? Very balanced shape. Most people would bid a spade. If you're just learning to play bridge, you're going to show your suits, but the more modern method is to kind of show a balanced hand, and you can still find major suit fits after. Is that fair, guys?
The 1 diamond bid is a little bit of a surprise also from Shan.
That it wasn't a no trump?
Yeah.
I think
I don't know what
really want to grab the no trump with sort of these holdings in the majors, right? He'd rather partner play the no trump and have the lead come around to partner.
But doesn't Shan always want to play the no trump?
Not always.
Not with this
right?
lineup.
I mean, especially if you have Sandra sitting across from you, and she can be playing the no trump. That's just fine as well.
And again, in this event, I don't think I've mentioned this before, but in the mixed event, the pairs are assigned certain seeding. So you have female north, female east, male west, male south. So I think I think that's pretty standard, right, guys? In the mixed events.
Actually, no, I don't think
Random.
that they're assigned seat.
You can pick whatever seat you want.
You can have whatever seat you want.
Really? Okay. So it's just the way it's set up now, where it's male, male, female, female, and certain it's screen mates. It could be anything.
Yeah, it can be anything.
Okay.
There's definitely cases or other tables where you see that it's.
Well, in our match, it seems to be lining up Sandra and Shan north and south here. George Abada, John Kraniak north and south at the other table. And then
By the way, this is a playable 3 no-trump contract.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is there anyone who want to change someone's bid here? Maybe.
I don't know. I feel like Joe Grew and Emma Kolesnik might get to this 3 now
on board
and
52.
make it.
I mean, the only reason why 3-0 is a playable contract. It's all these tens, the 10 of club, the 10 of diamond. They're just making
Right.
work.
In fact,
Right. I mean, South, like if they had a little bit more shape and a little more texture, they could be forgiven for inviting, given that partner could have 14 still, right? But you know, when in the style where you're upgrading your good 14s anyway, you know, this sort of balanced 10 count just really doesn't look like an invite. And it, you know, when you catch partner with a good 14, you know, with a medium 14, and you make game, you kind of chalk that up to you know, maybe a small loss, where you know, a lot of the time you've actually just done well to stay low, and maybe 1-no is the limit.
Well, Joe Grew has been on a 3-0 Trump mission in that match. Actually, they won 10 on this board in that match. They did play 3-0, making 4. And they have 3 boards.
Certainly, if you're down, you'd like to play 3-0.
Yeah, and they definitely know they're down. They're down 44 at this point, but that comparison has yet to be. Sorry, that one is in, but then 3 more are on the board here, so they're
3 more.
They're a little ahead.
It's not slowing down.
Not at all. 55 is the board they're playing now. Not surprising, another 3-0 north. Sorry, I'm wrong. They're playing 56 now.
I should head over there then, probably pretty soon if they're on 55.
Oh yeah, you're still in Schaumburg, eh?
I live here now.
Fantastic. Doesn't it feel like it if you do play a lot of the trials, or if you stick around, it gets to be like a Groundhog Day type thing.
That was the best part about winning. Never mind Bermuda Bowl or anything else. I got to leave Schaumburg.
I was just gonna say you got to leave. You got to leave the earliest possible by winning.
Yes, right. The earliest possible while being happy.
Right.
When
Thank
they were
you.
not happy. Yes. So,
yeah, Adam, you could take off whenever you like, buddy. We really appreciate you stopping in, and don't forget, folks.
Sir.
The chat is a little quiet, but we have a lot of congratulations for you from all across the bridge world, and
Thank you.
can't wait to see what you guys do in Denmark.
Appreciate that. All right, I will head off then.
All right, brother.
Thank you all.
Take care,
Have a
buddy.
good
Best
night.
to everybody on that team, and let's hope
right.
they make it interesting here at the end.
We'll see. Yeah. All right. Thanks.
Later, buddy.
Bye.
See it.
I didn't want to tell him.
I'm Adam 1 now by default.
You are.
Exactly.
Welcome to the top of the leaderboard.
Now we get to see Rob's beautiful face again.
Yep, I'm gonna bring it in. Get me back on screen.
Missed that.
It's the worst part of the broadcast, basically, boys. There it is again.
So it looks like the other table was also in 1-no, so that was a push.
Exactly, and we have Millens holding on to a 7-imp lead, and they are right at the exact same spot. Bada is considering her opening bid right now at the other table, so they're neck and neck as far as timing is concerned.
Get another diamond from Shan.
Yeah.
And so, you know, here I think I'd be tempted to bid 3 diamonds with Sandra's end.
Yeah.
You know,
we get that
stiff
on
hard.
and type in.
Mm-hmm.
Kraniak chose a no trump instead of 1 diamond.
Interesting.
So now North will have like a little different issue here.
Unusual. You see Shan bidding his suits, and you see Cran just bidding no.
It's reversal of roles. There's not much thinking about like who exactly is at the other table on situational hands like this, are there? Or maybe in certain spots?
I mean, I guess if you were down or up, but you don't really know at this point, right?
Yeah, it gets so close that you wouldn't be thinking anything but play good bridge, right?
Right. I mean, you might be thinking sort of as you're making a decision or after the fact when you're deciding, you know, oh, was this a good
How
result?
good or bad it was.
You know, what do I think the other table is doing on this board? You know, knowing that a certain player was in one seat or another might matter.
Cool.
But yeah. And Jenny would like to be able to bid like 3.5 hearts here.
Right. Yeah, she has a
Stiff
weird hand.
diamond 4-card support is nice, but partner did just overcall on the 1 level. They don't have to have the World's Fair. So
And you solve the problem by bidding a slow 3 hearts.
in other bridge perhaps, but here you might not even know whether it was north or east that was thinking, because
Correct.
they're in completely separate rooms.
Yeah.
So here Shen is happy to compete to the 4 level, and that's the limit of the hand, assuming that he buys it there. So be well judged if so.
Sandra has to
Cecilia and Kevin are in 4 hearts already, and the auction's still going.
Mm-hmm.
It went a club, pass, a no trump, 2 hearts, 2 no, 4 hearts by Cecilia.
Yeah. Right. Well, with partner having overcalled on the 2 level, hot in an auction like that, it's a little more attractive
With
just
this
to
sort
bash
of
game.
shape too, right?
When partner bids on the 1 level, it's more reasonable not to.
Looks like it's down 1 or 2, I think. If you're playing 4 hearts. Diamonds, how's diamonds doing, guys?
Diamonds is the place to be. I mean, Declare has to take 2 roughs, 2 heart roughs and dummy, which might get a little messy with Vince having a doubleton club and king 10 third of diamonds. So there's maybe some concern that if the defense is very careful, they can stop Declarer from getting those roughs.
I guess.
But Declarer can just set up clubs after drawing trump and get around that, I think.
So this could still be a win for the Millens team if it's just minus 100 at the other table and plus 130. You have a win 1.
Mm-hmm.
Any
I
winner
guess the best,
push is good.
the best continuation for Vince would be a club, but it's not so easy. Although Jenny did play the deuce of hearts in trick 1, and I guess they play some sort of suit preference. So.
Yeah. No, I mean, and I think she did well not to show these, or not to scream spades. I mean, you could imagine partner having the jack of spades where you want to be getting spades going potentially.
At least now you tell the partner that I can take care of the club suit, so you do whatever you want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The two hearts is, especially with Vince looking at all these heart honors, he's not going to think that it's anything but, I have clubs locked up. And with that being the case, and the fact that Jenny bid only 3 hearts, he has to be imagining the hand is a lot like the actual hand, right? That Declarer has ace jack whatever of diamonds and 3 hearts, probably a doubleton club. So he can kind of probably see how this hand is going to play out in his head. And that's exactly what he's thinking about right now, I would imagine.
Just a question: what does Shan bid 4 diamonds? Would he have like a 4-3-3-2 hand and like dead hand? I guess so, because that's what he has.
Yeah, I mean, 4 diamonds is. I mean, I guess with 3 little hearts, his hand got better. But
yeah, because of the 3 heart bid.
Yeah,
I would imagine Shan is going to take his time and not misplay his hand.
Well, I think we can agree that
I think Shan will take his time either way.
Exactly. Let's. I'll keep you updated on what happens over there, boys. Let's start with this one here. 2 spades. Kraniak chooses double. And
Lotus.
I mean, they're red. We're white. And I have partner made a takeout double, and I have king queen 4 at the trump.
And a 13 count.
Yeah, right. It's your lead partner.
But honestly, if well, first of all, is the other South going to double? Is Shan going to double with 2 spades after 2 spades?
I mean, they already paid out 470 in a previous board.
Yeah. So, but here it seems like this would be the normal action at both tables, right? Unless there's some sort of.
Yeah, I mean, the only question is, some people might be opening the East hand 1 even.
Understood.
So that,
yeah.
That could actually win a swing just by not getting caught. In this spot, but
so here's going to be quite a few tricks
Well, it's not as bloody as it looks because diamonds are 2-2, and I mean,
I mean, from the top, I can easily see you're losing 3 hearts, a club, and a diamond, and at least 2 spades.
Yeah, so it's
yeah,
not.
yeah. I mean, I think Declare is going to have to play spades out of their hand most likely, and so their only hope to lose 2 spades if they're playing spades out of their hand
Ace
is
of
to play
spades.
ace of spades, jack of
Jack of
spades,
spades, yeah.
because they can't pick up on our doubleton. If it's queen and 1 or king and 1, they can play a low spade, but the other hand is still going to have honor 10, good for 2 tricks.
I guess this was not a great continuation from Cran. Now you should be able to escape.
Yeah. I mean, Cecilia might try to sneak a diamond by and be a little disappointed when it goes 7-8 queen ace.
Yeah.
In fact, I think that's almost certainly what she'll do now, right? There's no sense in playing the king of diamonds. Let's just try to sneak a diamond through. But it does limit the opponent's pool of options. We can't tap Declare anymore, and we're just in a much worse spot now that we've set up this queen of clubs in the dummy.
Okay, there is the
so sure
prediction
enough,
action there by Adam, and now
okay, so she continued diamond, which is interesting. So I suppose Cecilia's just gonna play like a heart from her hand.
I mean, she might be. I guess there's no rush to get ace and a spade going because they can't really do anything harmful other than they're going to cash 3 hearts and have to do something helpful. They'll either have to lead trumps or lead a club and give us an entry to dummy now. So she's actually even going to be able to play a spade to the jack if she wants.
Maybe it's gonna come down to guessing if Cran has honor doubleton or 10 doubleton of spades in the end.
Possible.
okay, there's the heart.
Yeah, so they'll clear the hearts, and then Cran will get out a club.
And then it's back to the same spade play you were talking about earlier.
So yeah, sure. So if you play a club, you can discard a diamond and maybe play a diamond and rough with a 9. That's probably gonna give you a good tempo of the hand, I guess.
Sure. Yeah, I think that sort of protects you against everything here.
Except that you're missing that 7 of spades. I'm not sure if that is gonna come in handy or not.
It might.
Yes.
Except that when we rough the diamond with the 9, they're gonna win it, and they have to return something. Right? If they return a trump, that solves our problem, and if they return a round card, we get to rough with the 6 of spades. So the 7 of spades actually shouldn't come into play here.
Joe Guru's table through board 58 or on board 58 now, so quite a bit further ahead.
Maybe he has a flight. Oh yeah, he's actually texting on WhatsApp, so yeah, he's finished.
He's done. Okay. Yeah, so that's over. Let's take a look at the scorecard here because
I am curious to see how is Cecilia going to play a trump now versus playing a diamond and roughing.
And
is this? I mean, I think all roads lead to the same place here, but she's going to have a little bit more of a guess than she might have otherwise, I think.
And as you see, Millen's chalked up 1 imp on the good for them. They're now up by 8. They took 1 when they made 4 diamonds on the hand we saw earlier, so they are now starting board 54 as well.
And if you're thinking about it, that 3-0 is gonna be quite awkward, but also quite favorable because yes, your diamond stopper is not that great, but look at the diamond spots. You do not have an entry to the queen 6th.
They're gonna play 3-0 at the other
Although
table.
getting a diamond lead through ace doubleton, it's gonna beat the contract.
We're gonna get a sneak preview of that.
They're fairly optimistic.
They're on their way to 3-0. South Open and no trump. They had a puppet Stamen auction, and they're about to play 3-0 trump in the other room on this board. So
I think it's gonna be a game pickup for Team Rubenstein, sorry.
Rubenstein.
Yeah. So here, Cecilia won't be happy seeing the 9 lose to the 10, but now she'll be able to rough the return and exit a small trump, and she'll be pretty confident that she'll only lose one more trick. So it'll be 500.
Wait, did you say it's going to be 500?
Yeah.
Okay. So that makes 3-0 trump not as.
So yeah, it's gonna be a game pickup
Yep.
for. It's gonna be 12 imps.
It is.
Shan just could not resist bidding a no trump.
Yep.
Finally, after he resisted for so long.
And now we're gonna have a switch of leaders.
Yeah, when you finish that word.
Rubenstein, right? Is that right?
Right. Well,
Yeah, when you finish that board, yeah.
Yeah, they're destined to be down at 3-0 unless some miracle occurs over there.
Yeah,
This
there's not much in the way of miracles that can be done here.
This looks like a more tasty 1-0 trump by Bada in the north chair.
Is Cran gonna invite, or is he gonna go low? If I was non-vol, I would probably go low, but now I'm vol, can't see myself passing with his hand.
And that means
you're vol, you have good spots.
Yeah.
I'd like to have something a little more, but I'm vulnerable against. Screw it, I'm inviting. and Georgia, even though her 16 isn't the world's best 16,
it's gonna have the same idea.
Right. I mean, she's got a 5-card suit.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good one. And so, I think she'll be happy to accept.
Absolutely.
And the 3-0 is actually, at least on the lie of the cards, a pretty good place to be, because we can hold up twice on the spades.
Yeah.
And even if the opponents try shifting to something else, they can't get 5 tricks in time.
Nope.
We'll be able to build everything we need, I think.
And there they go. Let's see if Bada is. I mean, I can't imagine her not. There you go. And so now we're about to see, after this board 54 gets thrown in, we're about to see a new leader, and it's getting exciting, gents. It's gonna be what, 4 for Rubenstein? Stein? Okay.
You get there eventually.
I've been awake since 7 a.m. and I haven't stopped working all day, so I apologize if I'm a little. I mean, I'm usually very on the dumber side of things, but it's especially brutal tonight.
What did you say the time was at your place?
I'm so sorry, Mecca. I'm not complaining at all. Mecca's like 3 a.m. over there. So. Well played, sir. Well played. All right.
Georgia's going to be not too optimistic, having seen this lead,
right.
But she's going to try her best, duck 2 spades, and hope that it's a friendly hand. Yeah. And indeed, it is.
Right, Rubenstein up 4. The result has come in, and now they are bidding this hand as well. West opened a diamond in the other room.
Interesting. It might actually make it easier, because when North overcalls a no trump, I think facing a no trump overcall, I 100% of inviting, versus when opens a no trump, I'm a little more apprehensive.
Yep.
And you know the position of the ace of hearts, the king of diamonds. I mean, it's just gonna be walk in the park, I think.
Yeah.
So that's exactly. Sandra Rimstead, north south there, north out there, and Shan in the south chair.
Mm-hmm. So I should probably try the Queen of Hearts and overtake that now. Because she wants to be in dummy to take a diamond finesse, and she'd like to be able to have West on lead, have the choice of either letting her be in dummy or be on lead to do something helpful for her. So I think she probably should overtake the Queen of Hearts here.
And
she
welcome,
doesn't need
folks.
that extra heart trick.
If you're just joining, we're watching a super tight match in the finals of the USA 1 mixed trials, and it is currently Rubenstein up by a slim 4-imp after a seesaw battle pretty much the entire match. And we are now looking at the last 6 boards, basically. I'm here, Rob Barrington, with Mika Rimstad and Adam Kaplan. Adam Kaplan, the recent victor of the Open Team Trials, 4-handed USA 1, going to Denmark, and one of the youngest teams, except for one of your players, who is a little bit older than you guys.
Just slightly. He actually he played the Bermuda Bowl, I believe, in 1983,
which was before everyone else was born, right? On your team.
Yes, that's true. So here Georgia sort of got off easy. If Cecilia had worked out not to cover the Queen of Clubs, Georgia would have actually had a pretty annoying problem now, where she'd like to play a club to dummy, but she risks maybe setting up a bunch of club tricks for the opponents. So I think ducking the Queen of Hearts was a mistake, but one that she'll certainly survive here.
Out of curiosity, I don't know how old Eddie Wald is, but his age doesn't really reach combining all the 3 of you guys, does he?
No.
Not quite.
He's safe from that. We did double check that.
Right.
How did it feel, by the way, during? Did it feel special in any way during? Like, did it feel like you were feeling it as a team, or did you just kind of like focus, put your head down, and just come out at the end with a big sigh and an amazing feeling? Tell me about it.
I think it was a little different for everybody on the team. Like for me, I was definitely just sort of head down, not really thinking about the big picture of, oh, we're playing and winning the team trials, so much as like, let me go play as good bridge as I can on every single board and grind it out till the end. I think certainly, it probably hit for me later than it did for some of the others on the team.
Gotcha.
But for me, it was just like, hey,
get through it, and then
we're doing well. What we're doing is working. Let's just keep doing.
It just felt like even times where people put a little pressure on you, you just shut the door on them in certain spots. It was just really great to just see the poise of the team and how you performed.
Thanks.
And
we had a good week, and I think some of the practice that we did also helped. And we got a few of our adventures out of the way early on.
That's right.
We had a couple rather hilarious mishaps in the first day or two that fortunately we were able to survive. And
nice.
Once we got those sort of ironed out and out of our system, I think it was smooth sailing.
Really hit a great stride there. And here we see an interesting hand at the other table is still playing 3-no trump, as we expected them to be at. So that's opposite the 10 tricks they took at this table in no trump, and now we're currently at 3
So Cecilia had kind of a tough problem in this auction over double, where her hand is almost too good in some ways to jump to 3 clubs if 3 clubs is not forcing by agreement. If we think that 3 clubs would be forcing, then it feels like it's a reasonable shot.
Yeah.
But now I think on this auction, Kren might have his alarm bells going off a little bit, but
wow,
not here. It seems like certainly if she had been 3 clubs and then 3-no, I think he would be top of mind, maybe declare a stiff king. But this is going to give Cecilia at least some hope, and the question is whether she's going to take that hope, right, and just play for 3-3 diamonds and something else good happening, basically. Which seems pretty unlikely. So I think honestly, Cecilia is probably going to try to sneak a club by,
Yep.
and then see what
give
if
Cran
she's
another
successful
chance
in
to get
that,
this
see
right.
what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I mean, certainly if she's winning the King of Hearts, she kind of sees what's going on here. She wants to make it look like maybe Georgia has the Ace of Hearts. So she's just gonna hide the Ace of Hearts from Cran and try to give him the problem immediately. And because she can see that as long as he as long as he doesn't work out to bash the spades right away after winning the Ace of Clubs, she's good. So yeah.
And
if he ducks this, then because she's already kind of committed to this line, she is going to have to follow through and play another club because she doesn't have any other path to 9 tricks anymore.
And Cran should know that his partner's hand is pretty dead here, right? Just based on the auction that he's witnessed.
I'm a little bit confused because Georgia played 4 hearts in trick 1. I mean, I don't know if that really means anything, but whatever signals you're giving, that was a little bit of a yeah. No.
Right. Whatever it is, the middle card is probably the least
Least
clear
descriptive, right?
For partner.
Do you
Right.
think it was maybe she thought it was a suit preference signal and she just wanted to show 0 preference? Is that possible that it could have been construed as that here?
Maybe, but then you might as well just give the 6 of hearts.
I understand.
Yeah. Right. Like here,
Yeah,
your hand, you're so incredibly broke that
right.
I think yeah.
The question is so if Cran ducks this, and you can see Georgia is playing like the clubs from the top, that's going to give you any indication.
That's probably the only indication he's going to get. I mean, he has to start being pretty worried. How else is he going to beat this? Right.
Especially
I mean, I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised that he didn't start with a spade lead.
Yeah, same.
With holding it, what looks to be an entry here.
Right, Ace of Clubs and 4 spade tricks, presumably, if things go reasonable.
Well, that and I would think that he might even start with the Ace of Spades because he's worried if maybe there's 10-4 in the dummy or something. And
I guess he's still trying to figure out if partner does have like a diamond on her or something.
Right. Well, and Cecilia did sort of hide what her hand is about. Right. She might actually just have a hand with 6 diamonds. Maybe she has Ace King 6 the diamonds or something.
Yeah.
But
I think he's gonna get this right because he kind of lost the board already by not leading a spade, so he's gonna try to recover it somehow.
Right. Well, it's really hard to see how we're beating it if I can't run my spades, right? I need partner to have an entry. They don't have the Ace of Hearts. They don't have a club honor. And
okay, well done.
So
there it is.
Yeah, well done from Cran.
And that's what Rubenstein wants to see. Just as good a result as you can get each time. Get through, you're up 4. But honestly, I mean, we're going to see an exciting.
It's worth noting that 5 clubs on this board is really where you'd like to play it.
That's
a little bit of handling to do, but there's a little handling. You do have to rough a diamond in the dummy,
right?
But you certainly would rather be in 5 clubs than in 3-0 with stiff king opposite 4 small.
Certainly.
And having to give them the lead a second time, even when they don't nail it the first time.
All right, the other table is still playing that earlier 3-0 trump, and it looks like they are on the path to making. Yeah, they will make that. It looks like
that over here. This looks like an interesting one.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I said. There's just no non-interesting boards when I'm looking at
And honestly, that's a pretty normal opening bid by Georgia, right? Wouldn't you guys say that's just seems like standard?
I would say
Absolutely.
So. And then thank you very much for an easy Michael's bid with this monster. Only 9 points, but they're the best position 9 points with spots all over those 2 suits.
Everyone has a lot of points, and now Kevin, the last one to bid, has a lot of points.
and he has the second best hand at the table.
Yeah.
But he kind of knows what this hand is about right now, right?
Yeah.
He knows his partner has spades
And
and
diamonds.
presumably diamonds, and so you can see that it's kind of a misfit here. And so even though he has points, and even though partner is vulnerable, Michael's bid should be pretty sound. He has to be a little bit wary
Is the
that
double by
with this being a
Cran
misfit.
just kind of penalty oriented for one of the minors, or is it just
Probably just points.
got it?
I wonder
it's
why
not-
Georgia beat 3 hearts. I mean, sure, she does have a really bad hand, but I mean, if they can't go anywhere,
Right. Right. Why not
Yeah, I
play
mean,
two
looking
hearts
at
double?
Queen Jack fourth of spades, if partner has a good hand and the minors, then I'm ready to start doubling. Like,
Yeah.
yes, my hearts are garbage, but who cares?
okay, so see what's gonna happen here.
Yeah, I
Is this
mean,
gonna make? It's got some
well,
work to.
Kevin hasn't passed yet. I mean,
He
he's
doubled.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him double. Yeah,
Yep. There it
Yeah,
is.
like his partner been 2 hearts vulnerable. He has 4 trumps and ace king queen whatever in clubs. Like the the funny thing is that now if Cecilia leads a club and he wins and plays another club, Declara might work out to rough with the 8 rather
Yeah.
than rough high. Now seeing that maybe Kevin has 4 trumps, but there's a lot of work to do, right? You don't have that many losers off the top, but you can't really rough spades in the dummy because West is over rough.
Yeah.
And that's part of why I think George's 3 heart bid is maybe a little ill-advised, is because whenever we have 4 cards in a suit that our left-hand opponent has, if we're going to have to do something with those, and usually we'd like to rough those in the dummy, but often now those are getting over roughed on our right. If we try that, so having 4 cards in a suit that your lefty has length in really is a big detriment to the hand.
So you can see easily you have 9 tricks by just taking like all your tricks from the top with a diamond finesse being on side. It's just a way to sneak a 10th trick somewhere. Just wondering if Cecilia is gonna get sort of like squeezed or something in the end. Because
You might have to be careful.
Double dummy solver was the only lead that beats 4 hearts is a low diamond from Cecilia.
you said low
A
diamond.
low diamond.
Interesting.
I'm not sure if anyone's ever finding that play, but
So I mean, here, Georgia will put up the queen, and I think Cecilia probably does well to duck
Yes, exactly.
because that at least then partners, and the fact that partner shifted to a spade here, which is really suspicious, right? That they almost certainly have a stiff spade. And so I think she can work out, hey, I'm going to duck this way. At least when partner roughs, they're not roughing air, right? But I think
Now
now,
should be easy, right?
right now, because now they can rough, but we're
But
okay as long as
But you can set up the clubs now. You just play King of Hearts, Heart to the Ace, and 10 of clubs, and you're claiming with 2 entries.
yeah.
So now I think she must have misplayed it, right?
Right. Well, she might not have been thinking about setting up the clubs. She might be thinking more about trying to sort of take our winners and cross run.
Yeah. But now she's
Yeah.
losing an entry, and that was an entry that was she needed.
But I think she might still be okay, right? No, she's lost 3 tricks, so she can't rough both of her spits. So she can rough 1, but that's not enough. Yeah, so
Now
she's
she can actually still make it, because if you play a Heart to the Ace, you still have 2 entries because you can rough a spade. So you can set up still a club trick. I guess Kevin had to like play a diamond to get the diamond entry away from the dummy.
but we can't play a heart to the ace and rough a spade because the spade is getting over. The heart, we have to rough
Oh,
a
yeah,
heart
yeah,
to the
yeah,
ace. So we have to play king of hearts. But but we need 3 entries, not 2, right? So I think here she might be okay just by squeezing east. Where did this 0.25 imps come from?
I can tell you, I'm looking at it right now. There was a penalty for the Rubenstein team for 0.75. I'm just looking at the USBF scores right there, and apparently they've just updated it here as well.
Yeah, that 0.75 sounds like it's a slow play.
And it might have been the last set, Adam, because we watched and we were way past the end time, and they were still playing. So, but and it makes sense that it was Rubenstein. No, actually, I don't know. Kevin and Shan were quite slow as well, so it could have been an earlier segment. Although it didn't necessarily.
Right. Well, it builds up over time. So the way that the slow play penalties work is that each team is allotted 10 minutes over the course of the match to go over their time. Basically and so each segment, however many minutes over your time you are, those add up. And so by the end of the match, if you've gone over that 10-minute allotment, now you start getting penalties for each additional minute. But as long as you're within that 10-minute allotment, you're okay.
Got it.
So it's possible that they've sort of had built up some let's say 8 minutes of going over, and then in the last segment or maybe this segment they went over.
They went over by 3 or something. Right. Yeah. Got it.
Exactly.
All right, we have a final in the Lewis Dinkin. Lewis is going to move on to the finals of the USA 2. They are won by 48 in the end. So Dinkin, very good run, but comes up a little bit short, and that'll put Lewis into the finals for USA 2. And we're about to find out who USA 1's going to be.
Yeah, I guess the loser from this match goes and plays off with Lewis.
Yep, and they play 2 days now. They played 2 one-day matches in the quarters and the semis of the USA 2, and then right back to a 2-day event for the finals.
Mm-hmm. I guess
Lewis has had a good week.
What's that?
So George has a big decision to make on this board to play for the squeeze, which is quite automatic, the distribution of the thing.
I think so. I mean, she knows that at this point she knows East has the spades and diamonds, and so yeah, I think she'll sort of fall into it a bit here.
And notice what they're saying, everybody. Georgia can kind of get all the hearts on the table, and she has threat cards on both sides, basically.
That looked like it was, I think, a practice finesse, because they had already roughed once, so she didn't actually need to hook the heart.
And just a claim.
But,
okay.
Yeah, so she's just claiming on the squeeze.
There it is, plus 590 for North-South. The other table is one board behind specifically. However, we're going to see another swing for Rubenstein, I believe, because they found their way to 5 clubs, on the other hand, that they played 3-0. Potentially, if they're making 5 clubs. But
they keep wrapping up good scores now.
Yeah,
so
and that's kind of how this match has gone. A couple of runs here and there, and we're getting short on boards, gentlemen. They're starting board 58 in the other room. Let's come back here if we can, unless...
Yeah, I mean, I think the play in 5 clubs is pretty straightforward.
Let's get a sneak
draw one more round of trumps and bash some diamonds out and hope to survive, basically.
So yeah, let's keep a look at the score here, but we'll come back to this match and we'll see an interesting hand here. Club by East, and West has lots of goods. A club is 2+, and a diamond is 4+ hearts. So this is just their normal system here. Transfers after 1 club openers.
I think it's an interesting question of how do you show the East hand. You kind of...
It's too strong for 1-0.
well, if you play 1-0 is 17-19 or something. But here it looks like they have a gadget for this.
Yep, they have an.
But you don't really feel bit. I have to say, I don't really love this gadget, in the sense that you often, when you have a long suit, you don't want to be grabbing the no trump. And even on the actual hand, right, with a small doubleton spade, an ace and one, an ace third, and these other
Yeah,
suits.
you want the lead going to the other
Really,
hand.
really want partner playing the no trump.
It's ugly.
So their three
Yeah.
club bid must be something else that is not going to be sufficient for this, I suppose. And then
Right. But yeah, I mean, like I have to say, in my own transfers over a club, like if I was playing with Finn, I would be very tempted to probably fake a reverse with 2 diamonds here,
gotcha.
just because I don't want to grab the no trump.
Yeah, I think it's totally fine. Makes sense. Makes sense.
So
Yeah.
they find their way to 4 hearts here. And that
I mean, Kevin isn't done. Kevin isn't necessarily done yet, but I think with partner showing 6 clubs in particular, here at
not a
least
great
this will
thing
be
for him.
right. This is pretty bad for him. If partner perhaps didn't show 6 clubs and just was showing 18, 19 balanced, you might think about trying to move again. I think it's probably still too much, but you could imagine a lot more hands where Slam has play or is even good.
Right.
But facing club length, no.
Yeah, in the chat, the fair, like the fake reverse might have caused a little issue for Kevin on this hand. That's that'd be a little
Yes,
excitement for him
yes.
as well.
Exactly. I mean, it might actually lead to bad things,
Sure.
but here I think he's going to know what to do. He's going to win the ace of diamonds, play ace king of clubs to shake those 2 spade losers, draw some trumps, and lead it probably the jack of diamonds out of his hand, especially after seeing
After
the
seeing
10
the
from
10 for
south.
sure, right? Yeah, it won't matter.
And he'll get 12 tricks in a beer pretty quickly.
Oh, the beer is the winner as well on this. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That's a rare spot. It can't be the trump
Rare.
suit, right? Can't be the
It can't
trump
be
suit.
trumps, but it's not that rare. Just have to look for it.
Yeah, but it's not too many people are looking for it. 5 clubs still being played in the other room, but it is looking successful. And that is Jenny Wolpert playing 5 clubs. And that is the Rubenstein team up by what we believe is 4.25, but about to get a little bit heftier because that 5 club contract is going to be a swing of, I think, 10. And then we have a good result coming in on board 57, we think, for the Rubenstein team as well.
Yep. So now it's time to draw some trumps, and I think he'll lead the jack of diamonds out of his hand because he knows that this South's 10 probably is either stiff 10 or 10-9 doubleton. I maybe he might think that it's 10-9 third and get it wrong, but I suspect that.
And there's the result that came in, gents. Now we see 15.25 is the lead for Rubenstein. And again, Rubenstein is Stuart Rubenstein, Anam Teba, George Abada, Jenny Wolpert, John Kraniak, Vince DeMay.
Yeah, and there we go.
And there's
There's
680.
12 tricks.
So here's the penultimate board. Let's see what kind of action we're going to be seeing in the future hands. In the other room, they're playing board 57, which was that 4 hearts doubled at our table. And now we see a 1 club opener and the best hand at the table in the West chair.
Mm-hmm. I think some people might close their eyes and overcall a no trump, but there's kind of no need here with kind of an easy second bid, and if the opponent's bid hearts, you have a takeout double available. You're kind of happy just to sort of bid naturally rather than
Georgia passed with her balanced 6 count there.
Yeah, I guess it's gonna end the auction.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yep. I think Georgia's choice to pass is very reasonable. I mean, she has such a dismal hand. If partner can't bid again,
she's
certainly
glad
we don't
not to
belong
bid,
anywhere.
Right? Yeah.
And I don't really want to be getting our side too high here.
Yep. Do you think they have any idea how good some of their boards are? I wonder.
I mean, certainly making four arts doubled has to feel very, very good.
Yeah,
The beating 3-0 has to feel good.
definitely.
I mean, I think Brian and Georgia certainly feel like they're doing well here, chugging along.
They had a couple boards earlier that were, the two spades doubled and six spades down two, but the recent results have been quite good for them. They should.
Yeah, not looking great for the Mills team. And I'm probably gonna throw in the towel for me now.
Make a heroic effort. Thank you so much, my friend. Get some rest. We'll call on you maybe again in 2 days' time for the finals of USA 2, possibly.
Yeah, and I'll be happy to be back.
I will tell stories of your greatness for the rest of time, sir, especially to your family members. All right.
It's always a pleasure, Rob.
Yeah,
Pleasure, Adam.
yeah,
Congrats
thank you
again
so
on
much,
that.
Mika.
Likewise.
And
Thank
we'll
you.
see you again
Thank you.
super soon, buddy. Thanks so much.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Sleep well.
And then there were two, Adam.
Yes. Yes. Sole survivor.
And thank you as well for joining. It's always amazing to just sit here and get to talk bridge with you. So let's see
Absolutely.
this
Always
through.
Always enjoy it. I haven't gotten to do too much commentating this time around. I've been super busy, and of course playing in the Open made commentating there a little tricky.
I was
But
very happy not to see you in the commentating booth. Actually, it was a
yes,
real pleasure to
yes.
see you going through the other side of things. So it's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. I will say it is admittedly more fun to play than watch, but I enjoy doing both.
The other thing I wanted to ask is how much bridge had you and Finn played prior to the trials?
We've been trying, so we've been trying to start a more regular partnership and whatnot, but we hadn't played a ton. We played a few sort of one-off things in the past. We played and won the Gold Coast pairs. We played a couple of
Oh,
events
that's
in
right.
Australia
In
down
Australia,
there.
yeah, okay.
And we came third in the teams one year. We played a couple of pair games here and there, and then this year we started playing more. We played a couple of regionals to practice, as
Nice.
well as most of the time in Memphis. And honestly, the practice really does help,
For sure.
especially because there's things that come up system wise and judgment wise and so on. Playing 7 or 10 days of good bridge that I can't even begin to tell you how many optional keycard adventures we had before we finally I think pared it down to the point where I don't mess up our rules too much.
Understood. Yeah, gotcha.
But so there's things like that it's sort of sometimes a bit of painful trial and error, but
Sure.
we've gotten I think resolved a lot of those things, and gotten a lot of those kinks out of our system, which has been really good.
Especially at the proper time, right before the big stuff. So that's fantastic.
Exactly.
And will you be playing in Philly with Finn most of the time as well, or?
Yeah.
Good.
So I think we're going to be playing a fair amount in Philly, and then we're also playing the European Opens in Poland.
Got it. Okay.
Actually on Team Rubenstein. So
Excellent.
that will be fun. It's with both Adam and Zach, and Stu and Finn and I. So it should be a fun time.
And it may be a Bermuda Bowl team of mixed events as well.
Yes.
Very, very cool.
Yes.
As it's trending right now. And we
Exactly.
are looking at the
we
last
have
chance to
both
excel.
Adam and Zach are on separate Bermuda Bowl teams.
Yeah.
And the way this is trending, not going to jinx it, because I've learned the hard way that no result is final until the last board is played.
Yeah.
And but
ask your teammate about that
like
one in the finals of the GNT Opens one year. Johnny Hurd was on lead against 7 diamonds with 2 aces, and the only way they could lose is if you got it wrong.
Right. Well, wait, I chose him as a teammate.
What?
Damn.
Is it final already? No. Does that feel like the last piece of the puzzle though? You're just you put your team together, and now it's just okay, down to business. Let's get this done. And
exactly. We're getting the logistics sorted out, and where are we staying? How are we getting there? All that. and then we'll transition to probably practicing more and just
And
sort of
probably
ironing things out as a team.
and
I
talk to
think
the other maybe USA teams and get some practice matches in and maybe some real life. Yeah, great, very cool.
Yeah,
Excited.
exactly. Like I mean, it's nice because Finn and I are playing a fair amount, sort of in real life between now and the World Championships.
Yeah,
So,
fantastic.
we'll have at least I think 2.5 weeks of in-person practice, and then we'll probably do a pretty regular online practice to go along with that, and that'll be good. 'Cause
Hard work pays
it's
off.
definitely underrated, and I say that despite it not being underrated at all. Like
Yeah.
just how useful some of these practices can be.
Well, you iron out stuff that that comes up organically in those sessions, probably that you've come through it once and you have that in your memory bank for when it really happens.
Right. Well, and it's a lot of situational stuff that, even as a regular partnership, you wouldn't necessarily think to ask or discuss beforehand. And, often you're sort of just trying to figure it out at the table, do your best, right? I mean, there was one board where we had a carding mishap. That fortunately it wound up not really costing much, but where basically it was a question of which suit preference means what. And
Yeah, gotcha.
something where um, you know it's sort of now that it came up, it's a lot more straightforward, but
Well, I have
in the
some.
moment it was a difficult problem.
I have two pieces of breaking news. I can tell you that the other table where we saw them play four hearts doubled at our table, they're playing just four hearts. So that looks
Okay.
like another gain for Rubenstein. And I have maybe a spoiler because this hand doesn't look it's going to be terribly exciting. I do have the final score, and it is not surprising that Rubenstein is USA 1 in the mixed. 288.25 to 262. It looks like an official result. And that is a huge last segment for Rubenstein after losing the lead right in the start of the set. So Millens came out and it just was not enough for them. 40 to 28 in this last set. And I think that we can call it a night, Adam. That we've reported the victory, and that's just a really well played USA 1 trials for Rubenstein. Congratulations to a great team, and that is once again, that is Stuart Rubenstein, Anam Taba, Jenny Wolpert. Let me get to my right screen here. Georgia Bada, John Kraniak, Vince DeMay, and a team that was slapped together a little bit because of results in the open trials. Right, this was a Zach Grossack team with playing with Georgia, and now Johnny Cran jumps in, and there they are, the champions. So congrats to Rubenstein.
Congrats. It's a awesome result. It's been fun watching. I even though I haven't been commentating actively, I have been watching a fair amount, and so it's been entertaining and some good bridge and some entertaining bridge
and some fun partnerships to watch that we don't usually get to see either, which is kind of it's a unique part of the trials when the teams get kind of mixed up like this. So it's real fun, and
exactly.
Congrats to Rubenstein, and we'll come back in a couple days to show you the final of USA 2, which we know now will be the Millens team against the I can't remember the captain of that team. Lewis, thank you so much.
Lewis,
that
Paul
just
and
took
Linda
down
Lewis
Bacon.
with Jenny and Tom Carmichael
And
Disa. I'm not going to pronounce her last name.
Neither am I.
My dignity's sake. And Marketa Bashi.
Exactly.
So that should be a fun final as well.
Yeah, and it's again instead of the 1 day, 2 days. So we'll see you back for that, Adam. Thank you so much. And if we don't see you before all of the good stuff, very good luck to you in the near future and in Denmark at the World Championships. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Thanks, Rob.
And thanks for joining, folks.
See you
We'll
all later.
see you next time.